Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome. Time to start off with a positive, man. United. How is everybody doing, man? On this Saturday evening, I dropped my match reaction before. I hope you guys checked it out. It's been a very good weekend in some sense. I mean, just got done watching the Chelsea game. They just nicked it in the last moments of the game, and you got Sancho assist and Nkunku goal, man. A Sancho assist and Nkunku goal. Um, a lot of Man United fans are upset. A lot of Man United fans are happy. Who don't want to see Eriksen Hag. Do I care? Not really. Like Grace just said, who cares? Who cares? He's not going to play for us again, and yeah, that's it really. Tariq says Ancelini, don't really care. Big up to Adam Mods. Big up to Elite. Get the likes of people. Thank you very much for joining. We've got a lot to talk about today, man. Nuruddin head was gone, bro. I was on the live and I saw Nuruddin's head was gone. Also, if I sound a bit off, I am sorry. I'm a little bit ill, but I'm still streaming. I'm still bringing you guys the stream and still chatting with you guys. I'm gonna open up the floor as well. You know how it is. Call in. I love people who can join the stream. So if you want to join the stream, make sure you hit this link below, and you can come up on the stream. Let me give it to the members only group chat as well. Big up to the members group chat. Let me just put it in the members group chat on Twitter. Bear with. Where's the members only group chat, man? There we go. Let me put it in there, so the members can join in as well, and members can have their say. If a baller plays well, you should care, says JB. Are you going to be positive today? Yes, I am actually, because I didn't expect Manchester United to win that game in the fashion that they did. I actually predicted 3-1. Funniest thing is I predicted 3-1. Very contradicting from me, actually. This is me taking accountability. I thought it was going to be 3-1, but ended up being 3-0. And you can't complain with that, can you, really? Zayn Miasi with a super chat, nice and early, because he's getting ready for his derby game tomorrow. Says, forget Sancho, Sterling will cook on Sunday. Yeah, okay, let's see. Big up to Ali, who's joined the stream as well. Big up to Omo, who's joined the stream as well. If you can have your camera on, that would be great. If you can't, that is also fine, but I will let you guys join the stream in a second. Listen, first and foremost, I actually didn't think that with that midfield we were going to do anything. I actually thought it was going to be a suicide mission more than anything. I thought we're not going to get anything out the game. I thought the game was written off before he even started. Rashford got on the goal sheet, De Ligt and Garnacho. So it was actually interesting. The type of players that got the goal and the type of goals we got, it was interesting. Some people criticize Rashford for his training video, but funny enough, his training clearly helped him out a little bit, get sharp. So big up to him for that. Let me bring up Ali and Omo straight away. Welcome to the stream. Omo, how you doing, sir? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Today's a good day. Oh,
Today's a good day.
Good day. You know what I saw? I saw football. It's not about Manchester United. Oh no. To that one, I'm strict with them. I am strict with Manchester United. But everybody else was playing football. I'm watching Aston Villa. I'm sitting around. I'm like, yes, this is a baller. You know what I saw? Shot from outside the box. I'm like, when's the last time you see that? By the way, let's talk about Manchester United, right? You still know what Ten Hag did? This is how you look like. I'm watching the game, and I watched the game twice. He had Eriksen and Mainoo in the middle, right? But he didn't do his 4-4 press. He didn't do his 4-4 press. We were not pressing them. And we didn't press them. Was there any space between them? There was no space.
Really.
There was no space. Bruno was not pressing past Xerxes. And what won us the game is missing the penalty. Missing that penalty, the game switched like a light switch. Something was in the air, and we're like, oh, we're winning this game. We're winning this game. I thought we were losing, but the moment he missed that penalty, I said, oh, we're winning this game. The betting sites, it flipped. Cause I like to watch the betting side to see how the match goes.
Okay.
When that penalty missed, or it
Yeah.
to a negative that United was going to win. I think a negative means a good thing, like United was going to win. But either way,
I couldn't believe that we even saved that penalty. Like when Dallo gave away that penalty, my heart dropped. I can't lie. My heart actually dropped because everybody knows how much I rate Dallo, and first thing I thought is the onslaught that's going to come onto me. But I'm going to say he had a very poor game because I know the standard I hold him to.
yes,
You're allowed to have a bad game. You are allowed to have a bad game. It wasn't.
You cannot have consistent bad games.
He can't. That's right.
But either way, the 4-4 press was dead that game. That game we didn't use it at all, which was the beautiful thing. And before this, I said it on in the Football Power Hour stream that our lineup was gonna be the lineup I wanted was Casemiro, Mainoo.
I think everybody put Casemiro in the lineup. To be fair,
yeah, I put Casemiro, Mainoo, and Eriksen. I took off Bruno. I didn't want Bruno there because I need the ball to stick to feet. I need the ball to stick to feet. And today, Eriksen was there. I was happy. You know why? Ball was sticking to feet. Eriksen, as soon as Eriksen got the ball, Mainoo was available. Mazrai was available. And there's no like the 3-1. There was 0-3-1-6 here. There was no 3-1-6. There was no 2-1-7. It was, hey, if somebody that may forget the ball, stay close to them. Give them an option. But there's one issue. When Mainoo got the ball, there was no option. And you could see the frustration that he was constantly getting frustrated. Just knocking him off the ball left and right. Mainoo didn't get any option. Eriksen got option. Bruno got option. Xerxes got option. And you see that when I say people do not understand Xerxes, I knew he was gonna come in here and upset the fan base. And now the fan base is warming up to him little by little. I'm happy because again, what Xerxes do? He dropped to the 10 row, link up, boom, and he's running forward. You better quickly find him because you don't find him, someone's gonna mark him. Because again, he's taking players out of play. Bruno didn't do nothing for me this game. Bruno didn't do nothing for me. Ahmad, this way one.
Talk about Bruno Fernandes actually a little bit because a lot of people. I went for a birthday meal yesterday, and a lot of Man United fans are telling me that I'm too harsh on Bruno, and my criticism doesn't make sense. And I'm like, it's different. It's different for me because I watch every single game. I watch it from the stadium and some from home, so I kind of see a lot of the deficiencies. But they're not willing to hear it. They say he's the best player in the team.
This is the best player because the best chance creation. He didn't get that much chance creation there. You know why?
He did.
He didn't take any corner kicks. Corner kicks chance creation. He didn't take 0 corner kicks. But he got the assist of the late goal.
Does corner kicks actually count towards
yes,
chance creation? That it doesn't. I'm a bit confused myself.
It counts on chance creation. Of course it does.
Okay.
The set piece. It counts on chance creation. He took what he wanted there. The only one he took was the one with the pass back and for the delete goal. And that's why he took no corner kicks today. How many chance creation was there? 1. And that's a big chance created for delete goal. That's it. Again, we're trying to play ball to feet here. Eriksen ball to feet. Mainoo ball to feet. Xerxes ball to feet. Ahmad ball to feet.
I wanna
go on.
Sorry, go on. No, go on.
I'm saying those are players that have ball to feet. The ball should not be going up in the air. Why is it going up in the air for what? We can't do nothing with the balls in the air. The ball to feet. All the goals was the chance that we create a bunch of those balls to feet. Even the Xerxes shot, ball to feet, good pressing, and it worked. It helped us. It helped us.
How do you think Xerxes played? I mean, let's talk about Xerxes.
Xerxes played well. Xerxes the type of track that doesn't run out good assists. Everybody else will eat. He doesn't have to eat. He might get an assist, might create a big chance, and he might shoot and not score. He's not the. Everybody keep thinking like, oh, he's the bags man, like Hoyland. Like Hoyland will shoot with power. He ain't gonna shoot with power. He's a placement guy. He's gonna pass the ball to the net like Iniesta. That's what he's gonna do. He might score. He missed the sitter though. Yeah, he did miss his sitter. He just curved. He passed it. He was gonna pass the ball to the net. You saw this. You saw it. He was gonna pass the ball to the net. I'm like, bro, just kick the ball at the sky. No one's gonna touch it. And that's what Garnacho did. Cut back.
What about this comment here? Fatoki says, does anyone not realize Southampton are the worst team in the league? They had to get here through playoffs and came like 5th in the championship.
I think it was 3rd. They played in the playoff and beat the team we don't like, Leeds.
Palace will bring us back to earth. So, there's always the song that Nurdin sings round the corner, which is back to life, back to reality. I asked Nurdin, can I join the Giddy Army as a joke? He said no. Let me get Bailey Tech as well into the stream. Bailey, are you there? Bailey,
yo.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yo, big up Man United 3-0. It wasn't a smash and grab. I feel like first 35 minutes they done their thing, and then we just took over the game, and then they didn't come back into it. Second half, I didn't see nothing from them, and we done what we needed to do at the end of the day. We got 3 goals, which was unexpected. I thought we were just gonna have a cheeky 1-0 win, but 3 goals, clean sheet. Andre Onana. Yeah, he done the first save in the first half, which I was a bit scared of, and then he done the double save for the penalty, and then that gave us the springboard to do what we needed to do.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just so you know as well, Bailey, your network is a bit poor. Your mic is a bit poor. It's crackling. If you want to get headphones in and then join back, that'd be great. We can hear you okay, but it's just cracking a little bit. So I've got to remove you from the stage. If you put your headphones back in and then comment when you got your headphones in, then we can add you back. Let's talk about let's quickly. A lot of people, enjoyed the game because we scored 3 goals. We've not scored 3 goals like this and kept a clean sheet in a long time. Omo, how do you think the manager made it work with Eriksen in the midfield? Because we didn't think that was going to be possible. So how did it actually work? What are the things that he didn't do this game that he did every game? You said pressing is one.
The most important thing, the 4-2-4 press was one. Number 2, create option for Eriksen. Once Eriksen got the ball, people they showed up like, oh, Eriksen, I'm here. People showed up. They were not like out of the way. They showed up like they were compact to receive the ball from Eriksen. And you could see that during the game, as in we didn't play a lot to the right. It was more towards the left. Licha was able to find Eriksen, and Eriksen could just turn, give the ball to Xerxes, give the ball to Rashford, or sometimes give the ball to the right. And pretty much the main thing, like, Eriksen, don't run around too much. Just make yourself open. He was jogging all over the whole pitch because you could see what players were running past him easily. This is not the game of also no man-to-man press. Thank God. No man-to-man press in the midfield as well. It was like, yo, Eriksen, just stay in the zone. People have you covered. Just get the ball and pass it. Because there were times where Mainoo got the ball, Mainoo get the ball to Eriksen. Any other United, Ugarte, Casemiro, Coyle, McTominay in that role, they don't mess it up. But Eriksen got the ball. He turned. Look for the person open and give the ball to Ahmad. Because Ahmad was open. This is what from number 6. Just calm. It was calm and grace. Eriksen brought calm and grace. Is what I wanted him to bring there. If he wasn't there, we're playing basketball.
Well, I think, look, teams like Southampton, you should be beating 3-0 anyways.
So easily.
That I'm happy about. I think the system that we played helped us. Do you think that could be the starting midfield going forward?
You see, this Southampton, they're not a good team, and they held onto the ball. So the more we beat teams that hold on to the ball, we'll just get the ball, hit on the counter and score. They held on to the ball too long. Liverpool gave us the ball. They beat us. Same thing with Brighton, they got the ball. We didn't do nothing. They hit us on counter a lot. I forgot game week 1. But I don't, like, for example, Palace, I see them giving us the ball. Because again, this is Southampton. We should be beating them. You're muted.
Sorry. What about Ugarte coming in the second half? People enjoyed his cameo. Now, Eriksen brings a different profile to Ugarte. And I remember in the Mandem group chat, they said, someone said they enjoyed Eriksen being in the starting lineup because we just don't have a profile of player like that. Do you think Ugarte being in the midfield would be different starting in terms of the build-up because he's not really a build-up type of player?
That, to me, I see that's where the issue lies. Because I know Ugarte as the run-around fighter. Is he going to come to Manchester United and change? I don't know that yet. But I don't know if he's going to come to United and change. But again, from what I know from his profile, he's not like Eriksen. He's nowhere close to Eriksen at all. There's nobody in the United squad that's close to Eriksen and what he does and what he can do in that number 6 role.
Are you still scared in the next fixtures? Because we got Barnsley next, right? Let's actually look at our next couple of
Barnsley
fixtures.
Palace 20.
So Barnsley, Palace, FC 20, right? And then Spurs straight after that in the league. Now Palace away is absolutely no joke of a game. And Palace they drew with Leicester today at home.
Yeah, Leicester goes first.
Yeah, 2-2. So that speaks volumes as it is. Do you know what I'm saying? The Palace, they drew 2 games in a row, and they drew against Chelsea away as well. They lost to West Ham and Brentford at the start of the season. How are you feeling going into the Palace game? I mean, next week.
Not confident. Not confident at all.
So this win doesn't really justify anything.
It doesn't justify anything. This win, to me, there's no data. The only data I could get here is the opponent has most of the ball most of the time in the whole first half. After that penalty means
what was going through your mind in the first 35 minutes?
The first 35 minutes, we're going to lose. We are going to lose. There's nothing we're going to do about it. Because they created so much chance. They created so much dangerous chance, they just didn't take it. To that right there, those chances that you saw right there, those are actually called big chance created. And you know whatever Bruno was doing, these are big chance created. All they need was put a foot in and they scored a goal. But they didn't take the chance and we're just so lucky.
If you were to give our man of the match today, who would you give it to?
I'm going to give it to Eriksen. I don't look at goals and assists to tell me everything. I was going to give it to Eriksen because it just brought calmness. It brought calmness, so much calmness. We were not rushing with the ball. As in, it's like, back when we played with Casemiro, Mainoo, and Bruno, right? When we play at the back, there's no conflict there. It was like we're not doing nothing. This game when after that 35 minutes and they were just passing the ball in the back, I'm like, we're moving. After that 35 minutes, we are moving. We are playing football now. We're able to get into the game. Without that, we don't have got to the game at all. I could even see people shout delay. I could also people shout Ahmad. Like everybody played well after 35 minutes. Everybody played well. Even what's this guy's name? Dallo. He played well after 35 minutes. There was something they did. They did the scary thing that they did. They isolated our center back to the wings. Because they had somebody to invert it. Dallo or Mazzarri have to chase. Once they chase, our center back was 1-on-1 with the wingers, and they were getting bullied. You could see the leg getting rinsed easily by what.
This is an interesting comment. I mean, Rajat, big up to Rajat, says, how did Rashford do today other than his goal? And let me bring Bailey onto the stage. Bailey, talk to me about this comment. I mean, I think overall game could have been much better, but at the end of the day, he helped us get a goal, which helped us calm the game down. Really, it went from 1-0 to 2-0. So, no matter how deeply you look at it, having a goal contribution in a game definitely helps, and that's the type of player he is. Really, he's not going to be the Sancho type of player or the Ahmad type of player. He's direct. He dropped a shoulder and took a shot, and it was really, really accurate. It went off the post. So talk to me about this comment, Bailey.
If you watch the game, like obviously everyone did, we saw his link up with Xerxes on a few occasions. I believe he set up a chance or two, and he took his goal really well. And one thing that he didn't do in previous games was he didn't take anybody on. He had a good few take-ons in this game, and I said, okay, Rashford, his confidence is coming up a bit more. So I say he had a solid game. It wasn't anything like world class or anything like that, but it was a solid game. In his other games, he had solid games without the running at players that we're used to, because maybe he's lacking confidence or whatever it was. And obviously all his performances lacked goals and assists, which he was unfortunate to get, because you could see that he's been creating chances. It's just that he hasn't been taking on his man. Now, okay, cool. it's an improvement. Hopefully, he can do something in his next game, and then he can get a run of games, either scoring goals or creating assists. Because let's get it right, Rashford is mainly a GA player. He's not a player that's gonna do what Sancho does. Like, it's a completely different player. So without GA, Rashford's not really doing anything, if I'm gonna be real.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Omo?
Yeah, today he was not a touchline winger. They all came like in the middle, like, hey, everybody go look up with Xerxes. So let's go have some fun with Xerxes. That's what they did
First
today.
30, 40 minutes, though, Xerxes wasn't as good as people are making it. Let's be honest. He had a chance that he should have taken it with his left foot. And then he had a chance as a striker, a very clear chance at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He didn't bag. And look, the goals will come. And the link up was good. But Rashford's goal, that is the signature Rashford, isn't it?
Is an approved Rashford, because usually he knuckleball. This time he just shot over the side of his foot. And it's something I learned like as a dribbler, because why they said, oh, Messi's a great dribbler. Like, all Messi does is drop the shoulder and he's gone. He doesn't step. Why does drop shoulder and he's gone? And that's what Rashford did. Drop the shoulder and shoot. If you block it, you block it. If you don't block it, it's a goal. And that's exactly what happened. Like, don't think about what I learned was, don't think about what the other defender gonna do. Just do what you do. And if they block it, cool. If they don't block it, it's a goal. And that's exactly what happened today.
I think the keeper could have done better, and it was a very well hit shot. It went touched the post and went in. The cross to Mazarawi was not Mazarawi, sorry, De Ligt was great as well. That helped. I think Dallo squared the ball to, who was it that took a shot on, and the keeper.
For which one?
Dallo squared the ball once as well, and we could have got a goal, but it got saved. I forgot who took the shot, and it's like the players blocked it. Can't really think who it was. Someone remind me in the chat.
I remember there was a Xerxes chance that got blocked. That should have been a goal.
Yeah, it was almost towards the end of the game. But overall, Southampton didn't really test us. They didn't really have the ability to test us. One of their wingers on the left side, what's his name? Walker Peters, I think.
Left side was Walker Peters, and the right side.
he had a good game for them. He was doing a couple bits trying to get through, but once we maintained him, it was really okay. It was actually Dallo's side that was very, very weak, and it's not the point to have uncomfortable conversations about Dallo. Penalty got saved, should have never been sliding in the first place. Penalty was given fairly as well, I will say. But even without the penalty slide, his overall game was actually poor. I think he could have done a lot more better in terms of defensive duties. I think attacking wise, he was okay. Garnacho did the same thing that everybody wants him to do and expects him to do, which is be an impact off the bench. I think Ahmad done really well, being there. I didn't really see much of Bruno Fernandes today, which is a good thing, and that is what I want to see, which is simplicity. And when he plays simpler, it's a lot better when we're not playing gung-ho football. The only thing is the manager going to stick to this sort of football? That is the thing. And also, don't forget, Martinez, I don't know what's going on with him. Keep an eye out for the next few days about what comes out for him. Is it a niggle? Is it something to worry about? Because he didn't look comfortable in the second half.
Yeah, it was him and De Ligt.
He didn't look comfortable at all, and I am a bit worried because Lenny Yoro's not back, Luke Shaw's not back, so we've got the centre back thing. I want to give a big shout to Onana, who's done well today. Saving that penalty again. A penalty, it's never really written. It's harder for a keeper to save the penalty, anyways.
That's what changed the game.
That's what changed the game. Really and truly, that's what changed the game. Yes, we coming from one behind would have really killed us. I think it would have really killed us, and I think fans would have started turning straight away, especially on Dallo. Onana saved Dallo, let's be honest, and the football team today.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed is that in terms of Dallo, he wasn't really getting helped out by Rashford. Now Rashford's been defending more in the previous games than he did today. Like, he literally just left Dallo to deal with two men pretty much the whole match. So in that sense, I was a little bit disappointed from his defensive work. So he done other stuff that was good, but he needs to help out the fullback, or else Dallo's going to be getting cooked all season playing as a left back.
Look, I have a lot of people talking about Jaden in the chat saying apparently Sancho had to perform better than Anthony Rashford and Garnacho to get the team. I'm vexed. Look, I'm forget about Jaden. Like, what's
Talk
gone
about
is gone.
United. Just listen. Just say, listen. Just you want to talk about Jadon Sancho as a Jadon Sancho fan. Just listen. Enjoy from afar. I watched Chelsea today, second half. Jadon Sancho came on. I enjoyed it. I'm not here to talk about that. Just enjoy.
You see, one thing I'll say about Jadon Sancho, the guy's a good player, no doubt. He's a baller, no doubt. But one thing that I don't understand about this fan base is why are all you man acting like you want to wear his wife fronts? Like, let the guy go. He's gone. Let the guy go.
You know what
Not
happened?
just gone, he's not going to come back.
It was a very unsuccessful hate watch today. It was a very unsuccessful hate watch. It pretty much drowned out United play.
Not really. Like, Chelsea had a smash and grab. Like, let's be real. We won 3-0. Chelsea had a smash and grab. They needed Jadon Sancho to come on and save their bacon. And that's what happened.
Listen, some days you do need a smash and grab.
Yeah,
some days cool. You do.
Yeah, you do need a smash and grab sometimes. But if you compare their performance, do you know what? If we compare what Chelsea did today, what Liverpool did today, and what Man United did today, we're the ones who looking like we did the best today. So as far as I'm concerned, normally we would be saying, "Oh yeah, United, we was a bit lucky today. Like, we didn't really deserve the victory or whatever it was." But we got Liverpool who got beat. They played crap. We got Chelsea got balled off the park by Bournemouth to a certain extent. Bournemouth had so many chances, the most chances of the game, and they got bailed out because the other dude missed a penalty, and they had needed Jadon Sancho to come on and save their bacon, literally a smash and grab. So at the end of the day, I can go to bed and, you know, have a nice rest and just know that my weekend wasn't destroyed by a crap performance from Man United.
I think 3 goals is better than 1 as well. Some games you will need to smash and grab. Listen, when we play Bournemouth away, we'll see how we perform, and that's when Chelsea fans will come out of hiding and try and cook us. By the way, and then don't forget when we play Chelsea as well.
I don't think Sancho could play against us. He's alone, right?
No, he can't. He can't, anyways. Okay. I don't think he can. Is it Premier League or Cup games as well? That he can't. And yeah, listen, I'm not worried about Jadon. That's like trying to talk about anybody who left Manchester United and talking about them.
Don't worry about that. Just enjoy them from afar.
Yeah, it's no point. I think people are a bit on the back foot trying to celebrate our win, and I understand why, I myself included, and that's probably because we're not ready to have that conversation of we are back. I think officially you could say that, yeah, our season has started, and you know, it's nice to get, you know, back to goal difference, and it's important that we can maintain this level of output, you know, scoring 2-3 past teams that are in the bottom or towards the end of the table. I think Palace and Spurs game will really tell us what the football is going to be. Just because the football was something today does not mean that's the football that you're going to see going forward, you know, really and truly.
All right, so we should get guaranteed 3+3, that's 9. I say we should get guaranteed 18 points from relegation team. I already said in my mind that's 18 points from relegation. I don't care one way or the other. You just got here. It's 18 points.
I'm not going to... I see some fans on Twitter saying Man United title charge is on. We're only 3 points away from second.
We found the levels. That's what I say. We found our levels. I'm happy.
First, you gotta crawl before you run. We are in no position to run right now, but we crawling.
Remember, people are giving this manager 10 games, some games, 15 games. I hear it over the timeline. How many games they're giving him? So this is game 1.
I think
Talk to me about the game. I mean, what are your thoughts on the game? What did you think? What did you make of the players?
So during the international break, I put out a tweet and I said that Eriksen has to start versus Southampton. People cooked me. Lol. But the way
Really?
I see it, yeah, people cooked me and people made their own assumptions that I wanted Casemiro to be dropped for Eriksen or this, that, and the other, which was stupid. Personally, what I wanted was for Mainoo to be dropped and for Eriksen to play with either Ugarte or Casemiro or whatever. And again, nothing to do with Mainoo. It's just I think the guy looks absolutely fatigued. He's played quite a lot of games. There's a strenuous amount of pressure on him, and what we're having him do in the midfield just doesn't make sense to me. And I don't like the way his development is going. So I just wanted him to relax on the bench for a little bit and bring Eriksen in. The reason I wanted Eriksen is because even if you have the most talented musicians in the world, you could have award-winning musicians. If you put them in an orchestra without a conductor, you are not going to get symphony. You need someone there to be able to tell you when you need to go high, when you need to go low, when you need to keep the ball, when you need to move it quick. You need someone to dictate the play and keep it going. And for so long, we've been playing this basketball, football, you attack, I defend, and everyone just runs up and down, and everything's just such a mismatch. And it's no surprise that, I mean, fans complain about he doesn't have legs or he's on a pacemaker or this, that, and the other, and he doesn't have defensive capabilities, and all that is fine. But when you set up a system where you have somebody in the midfield that has a football IQ and knows how to dictate the game, because at the end of the day, you could be Usain Bolt, you could be the Flash, you could be whoever. The ball is still going to move faster than you, and we have to be able to dictate tempo in a game. Now, it was no surprise in today with Eriksen. What we saw was in the first 20 minutes, I won't lie, we were getting cooked by Southampton. They camped us in our box. They had about 3 or 4 chances that they could have scored. Dalot was getting cooked. We gave away a penalty. Brilliant saves by Onana. Onana made, I think, 3 brilliant saves, but something clicked after Southampton missed that penalty. It's like the players or the manager or whatever, everyone just said, you know what, nah, we're not going to lose this game. And they went out and they played football. And it was great to see, because after we scored the first goal, the second goal, we were like, yeah, you know what, we rode off the momentum. And Eriksen was involved in everything. Martinez had someone who he could play progressive passes into. Eriksen had the vision and the passing race to be able to switch the play or keep it moving, play intricate 1-2s. You know, things like that is what we need and what we need to build off of. I felt like today was the first time in a long time that we actually played football. And it's brilliant to see, because I think what Eriksen offers us in our team, I don't think any midfielder that we have in the club at the moment can actually do that. So we might as well make use of Eriksen while he's here. Now it's about finding the right combination with Eriksen and creating a compact system that can allow us to dictate plays, even when we're playing the likes of the Tottenhams or the Cities or the Arsenals or the Brighton Palaces, whatever. And, you know, it doesn't look so messy and so mismatched on the pitch. So
Okay, well, let me bring this comment on, and it makes a very good point. It says, Unruly says, I see no good football today, Faz. It stinks. The players are shit. Keep lying to yourself, people, saying we're good, we're team's good. Single out every player. We have about 3 good ballers. Elite, welcome to the stream, bro. One of my mods. Talk to me, about this comment. Do you agree, disagree, somewhat agree?
So I would peace, by the way, Faz. Never spoken to you before, so peace to you, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Thank you. Hope you're well as well.
Yeah, I'm good, man. So yeah, in summary, you can only beat what's in front of you, right? So I don't care whether they're relegation fodder or what. It doesn't matter to me. It's still 3 points regardless, right? So we need to beat teams like that 3-0. Yes, we were lucky because we conceded a penalty and we could have conceded a goal from it, but we didn't. I think from that moment on, we changed how we played for the better. And I don't know if I'm going to ask you a question, Faz. I thought we played completely different in the second half. I thought our defence came out a lot more, squeezed. Bournemouth, why have I forgotten who we played today?
Southampton.
Yeah, we pressed them right into their own half. And I think the second half, if we can play like that for the whole game, I think we're going to start doing bits.
Okay, but are you not worried about the first 30 minutes against Southampton?
Of course. But
can I be honest? Like, can I
Go
just
on.
say, why are people worried that we were really poor the first 30 minutes? Because listen, everybody knows me as Mr. Negative, but I'm gonna put a different spin today. And it's not that I want to be positive, but I'm just being myself here. City went 1 down and they still came back. Villa went 2 down, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
and then came back into the game.
Mhm.
And that shows quality and resilience in football teams, and that's what we wanted, and that's what Man United is supposed to be doing, by the way, because of the size of the club. So if we didn't grow into a game for 30 minutes, I don't understand why it's not normal. It's abnormal to think, because it's very normal in football to have those
Do you know
moments.
why? Because
See, Villa
over the season we've seen, and over last season we've seen as well, we always start off strong for the first 20-30 minutes and then we capitulate. So today we actually did the opposite and we won, and it's shocking to people, because I think everyone thinks the moment the ball's kicked off we have to be on the goal straight away. I think what was shocking about today was just how much lack of urgency there was, especially in that first 20 minutes where it felt like everything was Southampton and we were doing nothing.
Okay, all right, okay. Anybody else?
Faz, listen, the reason why we were crap for the first half is because Bruno was doing what he did last game against Liverpool. He hides in the centre circle, avoids getting the ball from the defence, and it just caused us to get pressed, whatever, right? So that's what I'm saying about in the second half, we pushed the defence right up, and it doesn't matter what Bruno does, and he can be where he wants to be because there's not as much space for the opposition. So Bruno is a massive part of why we don't look very good as a team most of the time.
Okay,
But should that be Bruno's job?
okay.
I think it was more like momentum based, pretty much. Because if Ronaldo didn't save that penalty, the game was over. If Ronaldo didn't save that penalty, the game was over. Because we didn't crawl back into. Even the data shows that we didn't crawl back into the game until that penalty was saved.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think it's very normal for teams, big or small, away from home or at home, to have 20-30 minutes of the game that they need to grow into. It can very easily happen. There are teams out there, who are mid to bottom tier table teams that their motto is the first 20-30 minutes bombard the opposition team and try and see if you can, throw them off their game plan, make it uncomfortable for them, set the tempo. And as a bigger club, you have to establish that, sometimes you just be on the back foot for a little bit. And I think that's what Manchester United did. The penalty was definitely crucial. Definitely crucial. The save was a crucial point. And I think that's something they clearly, planned or was hoping for, something along those lines: corners, set piece, free kicks, penalties. And that's what they got. They trusted their wingers, they trusted their pacey players, and they ended up getting a penalty, but they didn't score. And that's where the game really shifted, like almost said before. So I'm not actually upset. I did put out a tweet saying, we're getting cooked, we're shook. But this is where Man United have to do. This is how you build the fans' trust, by the way. Saving games, saving penalties, winning games like this, punishing teams. And if you do it often, enough fans will start saying, you know what, we're actually a good team. We actually can play football. We can soak up pressure. We don't do it enough. That's the problem.
Do you know what my
Yeah,
issue with this
if I
was?
can,
Is
if I
this
can,
sorry, go on.
yeah, if I can just make one suggestion as well. If going into the game, Southampton actually, in terms of possession, I think Southampton was averaging something like 70% possession, which is more than Manchester City, which is more than Liverpool, which is more than Arsenal. So yes, we didn't really play well for the first 35 minutes, but Southampton is a possession-based team. They hold the ball way better than us. So the fact that we came back into the game and actually held the ball better than them for the rest of the game and actually nullified them to the point where they didn't get any shots in the second half, I think it's a massive improvement in terms of how we've been playing. So, you still got to find a way to give credit to the team, even though we want to point out some of the flaws in the team. I think we actually done ourselves proud today, even though there's levels and gears to go forward from here.
Okay, let me bring in Fix into the conversation. Fix, hope you're well.
Yeah,
Good,
Good
good.
evening
Talk to me
from
about
this part of the world.
yeah.
Yeah,
Talk to me about the
fast.
game. Yeah.
Okay. Please, pardon me. Let me let some things off my chest. I
Okay.
think Bruno. I think Bruno Fernandes might not be good inside this United team going forward.
Okay.
I feel. I feel his type of football is counter-attacking football, where you just have to hit it forward. The wingers will just start running towards the ball and all that. And I don't know if any other person is have this kind of fantasy in mind, like playing a mad in the 10 position. You know, Bruno don't know how to go about just calm game down, spread possession around, and all that. Many times today, he lost the ball. Just do the simple thing, rotate the ball. He will hold it until they will dispossess him. You know, so I think in a way he's hindering our progress. And I'm just saying my mind. And I think with I don't know if he's going to adapt, but the way I'm seeing him, he's not changing at all. We are moving away from this defending and playing with counter. We are trying to create, from deep. But Bruno, when he gets to him, he hold on to the ball too much. Many times he should just do the simple things and rotate the position, but he
Can I
didn't do it.
can I ask you a question? Whose job is it to tell Bruno that?
Whose job?
Yeah. Because when you're in a team where you're trying to play a certain way and everybody has their role and their job, whose duty is it to advise Bruno that, okay, when we're in this kind of position and we're trying to build up play, we're trying to do this, that, and the other, rather than doing your quick counter attack play or trying to find the quick pass, look for the extra man, look for the extra pass, look for a penetrative pass, try and find a way for us to retain the ball. Whose job is it?
Why? Is the manager's job. But if you remember, going into the season, there were rumors he's going to go and all that. So I don't know I don't know whose decision to give him that new contract, because we could have gotten a very good amount of money. And because what I'm saying is, in other teams, in other kind of football, he will excel. But this way we are moving now, I think people like Ahmad kind of player, Bernardo Silva kind of player, Tajit kind of player, people that are good they are press resistant. Once you press Bruno, he loses the ball.
Okay, so you said it's the manager's job, right? So with obviously Bruno's going to play every game. He's the captain, and it's Bruno. He's never injured, right? So if he's not doing what the manager is advising, because I'm presuming the manager will be saying this when they do feedback and they review games after and whatever else. So the manager is obviously going to tell him, okay, in this situation, I prefer if you did this or if you did that. If so, it's either two things: either Bruno's not listening or Bruno's doing exactly what the manager wants.
See, let me tell you something. Bruno, he knows what the manager wants, but he can't do. I don't know if he can adapt, because listen to what his defense towards Casemiro. He said Casemiro was trying to be brave. So if you ask me today, him holding on to the ball, I don't know if it is only explanation of being brave, because he hold on to the ball too much, and when a little press, he loses the ball. That's the reason he's giving.
See, I,
Okay.
I
Let me bring Shakim into the conversation as well. And Sharif, I see you behind stage. Make sure you're in a safe environment before you come on, because I want to make sure you're in a safe environment before you come on, before people start complaining. So once you're in a safe environment, just give me a nudge and I'll bring you onto
I'm
the
out in the
stream.
street.
Yeah, Shakim, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I know. I'm
Okay,
hearing.
brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah,
So
be great everybody on the panel.
yeah, no worries. Thank you. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, talk to me about what people are saying in terms of Bruno Fernandes. I actually personally enjoyed watching him not do much. In all honesty, it was just nice to see no gung ho football, yet still be getting goals. And it's not about the conversation of chance creation and he does this and he works hard. It's a team game. We didn't have a balanced midfield, yet we still got the 3 goals. That we should be getting.
Well, in my opinion, Bruno is one of the weakest links in our attack. Because the way he is not taking care of the ball, the way he make bad decisions, I believe that's killing the team, and it's also killing players, like key players in other areas, such as Ahmad on the right, Kobe in midfield. I don't think Bruno helps the team much when it comes to offensively and defensively. He's too rash.
Okay.
And
All right.
if
Okay.
we look into control games, we can have a player of his profile in the midfield.
Okay.
We need we need a player like Kobe in the 10 or even Ahmad. Somebody
Okay.
that's more secure on the ball and good in tight
Okay.
spaces. That will help the
All right.
team.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
imagine having a player of Ahmad's profile in the 10. That will help our midfield and our strikers a lot.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me bring Sharif in. I know you have a question, Kudus, but we'll just bring Sharif in as well. Welcome to the stream, Sharif. Big up to everybody who's joined the stream as well. I actually enjoy everybody coming on and having their say and giving me different perspectives as well, so that it's not just always my point. So Sharif, I'm guessing you watched the game, and a lot of people are talking about Bruno Fernandes. What are your points that you want to make?
Well, first of all, big up to you, man. I'm a huge fan of yours and everybody on the call. Second, yeah, the thing about Bruno Fernandes is he doesn't pick himself. So the problem we have is we have a Ten Hag problem. We don't have a Bruno problem, because if Ten Hag doesn't pick him, he doesn't play. So for me, I don't want him in the team personally. But what you
Okay.
gonna do? So the thing is, we have a structural problem, but the manager, he keep gaslighting us every day. At this point, he's insulting our intelligence, because he makes it as if we have a personnel problem, which we do not. Last week, they made Casemiro the scapegoat. They put Kobe in there today. He had a stinker. So
Okay.
so that's not a personnel problem. It's a structure. Anyone in there, and that single pivot isn't gonna work. So for me, I was Ten Hag out on his first season. I was the only person, I think, that people were calling me crazy. Like, we finished third, this and that. I was like, no, it wasn't it for me. 4 games into his first season, the only reason why we finished third was because the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool and them were below bar.
That's true. Yes, that is true.
That was the only reason why we got, because we
But
were.
in hindsight, and to be devil's advocate, we can't be worrying about what other people are doing. At the end of the day, we came third because we deserved to come third, and the others didn't. If they really deserved to come third, they would have. Do you know what I mean? You have to look at it that way as well.
But the thing is, we brought him in. Okay, we brought him to play position-based football, but he's getting rid of players that fit in that category. The likes of Sancho, for example. If you're gonna keep the likes of Garnacho and Rashford, those players are counter-attacking players. All they do is just running behind. They 100 miles an hour players. They just running behind all day. And Bruno he just like a headless chicken. He wants us to be running. I think he just chases what do you call it? Stats. He was more interested in that than playing. Anyone that plays in the midfield with him is just hung up to dry. There's no help. He just goes forward. He's not press resistant. Some of his passings are off the radar. Personally, I'm not a fan at all. He shouldn't be in the team whatsoever. But
so how did it work today? How did they make it work today?
The only reason we won today, if you had watched the first 35 minutes of that game, we would if they had scored the first goal, we'd be talking about a different game sitting here. That penalty save changed the game, the momentum of the game, everything. If we had played let's say mid-table team, a decent enough team, we would have lost that game today. because up until they missed the penalty, they were on top of us. So once we scored, they kind of dropped off, and we got another one in quick succession, and then they just fell off. That's the only reason why it worked. And if you had watched, I mean, big up to Zersky. I love the way he played today. That's the type of play I like. People will look at him not scoring and all that, but he was the glue that stuck the team together. The guy is so intelligent. His touches, his movement, his passes, everything. But those type of players that we have, him and the likes of Kopi and them, they're useless because of this manager. We're not gonna get the best out of them. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, Bruno shouldn't be playing. Rashford shouldn't be playing. Garnacho shouldn't be coming on before 70th minute. I don't want to see him starting. I don't know why we bought Mason Mount. And I don't know. At this point, the sooner we get rid of him, the better. Because we can have a Prime, Iniesta, and Xavi in that midfield. We will still get our run. That's one thing I know. We do not have a personnel problem. Some of these players, yeah, maybe they're not as good, but they're not as bad as they're playing. We have a structural problem.
Well, okay. Let's shift the conversation a little bit to the back line and something that Eric was adamant that he can't.
Can we not go to the back line? Can we stick to the whole game? Because I have something to say.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me give you the opportunity to have you.
Who invited Gatsby up here?
So shout out to everyone on the stage. Big up Faz, big up Kudus, big up everybody. And shout out to Erik Ten Hag today, because I think he's a guy that is very stubborn, and I think he's a guy that learns on the process. So when the transfer window finished, my biggest thing was we didn't buy the midfielder I felt was going to be able for us to control football games. Like, I felt like we didn't go into the transfer market, and we had like a solid, like maybe 5 out of 10 transfer window, but I felt like we didn't buy the midfielder that we needed to go. So the first thing I said was my midfield for the season, based on the team we have, will be Kobe, Eriksen, and Bruno, or Kobe, Bruno, and Ahmad in the 10. That was my 2 versions of midfield. And for the life of me, I don't know why it took him so long. I don't know why it took him 4 games to play the midfield. Now, let's not get it twisted here today, guys. Kobe Mainoo was the 6 today. Kobe Mainoo was literally the 6. And in the 6, Kobe Mainoo had 80 touches. He had 50 out of 57 passing accuracy of 88%. He won 8 out of 14 duels, 2 battles won, 1 chance created, and 1 key pass. Playing as
he was
6.
getting cooked. He not cooked as such, but he was struggling.
He was targeted.
He was struggling.
But he's playing the 6 as a 19-year-old. He's not as if he's freaking Sergio Busquets. He's going to have to gain experience for that role. That role he played today is not something you just play as an 18-year-old and be master of it. There's very few footballers in world football that have played that thing that he did today at 18, 19 and become masters. Of course, he's going to get outrun because he doesn't have experience playing it. The more he plays there, the more his awareness and position sense will get better. But let me tell you why that midfield works. And it took us, I think, a whole half for us to settle in that midfield. Because obviously we don't play that midfield often. And it's something like we lost the game, and I think they went this week in training, and Van Nistelrooy must have told them, how do we keep the ball? How are we able to hold the ball in the midfield? Because Southampton is one of the best teams in keeping the ball now. Even though they've lost all their games, but that coach is a purely position-based coach, and we kept the ball more than him today. Christian Eriksen is a very key point in this whole thing. And I would say Bruno Fernandes is going to suffer in this system of Eriksen, Mainoo, and Bruno. He is going to have to be disciplined. What he did today is...
Sorry, who's going to suffer? Did you say?
Bruno.
Okay. He's going to suffer.
Yeah, because he's going to suffer because...
Like, we're not suffering.
No, because he's not going to have the goals and assists that everybody wants him to get. He's going to have to be a traditional midfielder. He's going to have to be in the midfield, receive the ball. When we're defending, he has to defend. When we're on the ball, he has to pick up the ball. He has to run around. He's not going to be glamorous. He's not going to be the Ole Gunnar and first season counter-attack football where he's the one that's running the whole. He's going to have to be a cultural midfielder. He's not gonna. The best is that he can be like a Fabian Ruiz, but Fabian Ruiz is way better than him in that. But he has to play like a Fabian Ruiz. He has to be cultured. No Hollywood passes, no 70-yard passes. He's just gonna be a cultured midfielder for this thing to work. And that's what he tried to do today. Even though it's still in him to try the odd thing one, but it's gonna take some time. But he tried his best today not to do the crazy passes and the crazy. Just keep it simple. You get the ball, you pass it, you lay it up. Let Zeski be the glue. Let Zeski be the one to hold the ball and link the team together. And you just be a cultured midfielder. It's almost like what Spain did with Morata. So it worked. This thing we played today, if this midfield, I don't care the version. You can take this midfield and you have better chances of winning football games. Because I don't understand why people act like Kovacic was playing today against Brentford. Kovacic is not faster than Eriksen by that much. It's not as if he's way stronger than him. But you know what Kovacic helps? You keep the ball better. Pep doesn't care if you're cooking his central defensive midfielders. You can cook Rodri all day. We used to cook Rodri at Old Trafford. Wan-Bissaka will cook him. Fred will cook him. But Pep knows that he doesn't give a fuck because he's going to hold the ball more than you. And that one little time you cook him is fine. That's cool. You're going to lose the game, but you can cook him once or twice. That's fine. Eriksen and Mainoo can be cooked. They're footballers. They will get cooked. But you are going to hold the ball more and you're going to win the game. And that's the point. So this midfield today works for me.
I would like to just mention one point, and I'm going to go to. Yeah, you can. I'm going to bring you in.
Yeah, I'm going to make it brief.
Number. Hold on, just to give you a number.
Okay.
Kovacic, I think, whilst he was at Chelsea, which at 2022, so 2 years ago, was one of the fastest midfielders in the Premier League. I just put it out there. So this notion that he isn't fast, I would like to disagree. He's rapid, and he's rapid on the ball as well. So this is a statistically proven thing.
Faz, if we changed it from Kovacic to Gundogan, is Gundogan fast? Because Gundogan ain't fast. And Gundogan does more or less the same thing.
Another point. Let's go to Sharif. He wanted to come in on something before he finished his point. Hold on. Let's just go to Sharif because he wanted to rebuttal something that you had said.
Yeah, I don't know if the gentleman is Ten Hagen or whatever. No disrespect to you or anything, but anybody at this point that says they Man United fan that think this manager is it, please detox your body from wherever you're vaccinated with, because this is just at this point, this is a delusion beyond delusion. For real. If you look at football, no team has 11 world-class players. Each team might have one world-class player or two. The rest, they just follow instruction, and the manager gives them instructions. They execute that. One thing, I've been a United fan since 1998. I remember back in 02-03, Arsenal was our biggest rival at the time. We had a big game, title decider against them, and we had Roy Keane and Nicky Van all of them injured. We played Philip Neville and Quinton Fortune in midfield against Vieira, Edu, and I think it might have been Gilberto. And Philip Neville was man of the match. You telling me Philip Neville is better than Vieira and them boy I just mentioned? No, he was given instruction where to be and what to do and when, all of that. So it doesn't matter who we have as players. This manager will not get the best out of the players we have. Period. That's all I was gonna add.
I was gonna kind of report with thing there as well.
We won the league with Cleverley and Anderson. You telling me they're better than what we have now? Come on, brother.
Let me say something real quick. There's two things. One thing about Bruno Fernandes is today we didn't see the Hollywood ball, and that's been a lot of people's complaint about him. So we didn't see the Hollywood ball. Yes, he gave away the ball a couple of times, but I do believe a good few players gave away the ball a couple of times, if not more. So we didn't see the Hollywood ball, and he did get us an assist for the De Ligt goal. And another thing I'll say is the argument for Ahmad to now change position. Why? He needs to lock down that right-hand side and take it away from anybody thinking they could step to him in the team. And second of all, he cooked today. He created like 6 chances. I don't think we need to be changing this boy's position right now. Right now, he's making that right-hand side his own, and I think he should stay there for the time being. Yeah, if Bruno is injured or he's not going to play or for whatever reason, okay, we can start arguing about who should be playing in the 10. But for now, he's cooking on the right-hand side. He's building a relationship with Mazraoui, and I like to see where that goes.
Yeah, see, on what Gatsby said, right? There's two things I want to kind of tackle. So you mentioned about Mainoo playing the 6. I don't know when we're going to wake up and realize that Kobe Mainoo is not a 6. Now I know he is good on the ball, he can hold the ball, he's got good passing and all that kind of stuff as well. But the question arises as to what are we going to do in our midfield when the likes of Casemiro and Ugarte come into the team? Because Mainoo's not going to be playing the 6 then. He's way too creative and way too advanced to tie him down to that 6 role. We are not going to do what we did with Pogba to Kobe Mainoo. That's not going to happen. The second thing, so Eric has to figure out what he's going to do in that midfield, because Eriksen, Mainoo, Ugarte or Casemiro, some combination of those 4 players has to be on the pitch. With Bruno, if you've noticed in Bruno's game from the last 2 seasons, he has been calming down with that Hollywood ball. I think he's been trying to change his game a bit, because today, like Fleck said, he wasn't playing that Hollywood ball. We were keeping possession and Bruno still got his assist. But what we're not realizing is that 10 position is already playing. That is Xerxes' position, because when Højlund comes back, I'm telling Bruno he better watch his back, because I saw us creating so much today, even without Bruno being involved in.
I agree. I agree.
Some beautiful link-up passes that we've been asking for from Bruno for God knows how long. And at this point in Bruno's career, I don't think we need to change the kind of player that Bruno is. He's good as he is. He might not just be what we need. And if Xerxes already doing that, like, he's only going to improve and develop on it. So rather than trying to change Bruno, we already have that player there. We already have the 10 or the 9.5, whatever it is he calls himself. So if Bruno ain't performing or whatever, khalas, it's fine. Xerxes there, slot him in.
Yeah, I think
as well to feed off of Xerxes. Like I'm waiting for that Højlund Xerxes combination, because it's gonna cook.
Yeah, so Kudus, wait, let me just go real quick. So the thing about Bruno is he gets like a lot of bad rap. Like and it's so funny because today was the perfect game to see it. He lost the ball 15 times today. That's the amount of time Bruno lost the ball today. He lost the ball 15 times. Kevin De Bruyne lost the ball 20 times. And I watched the game. He could have lost it 30 times. But he plays in a way better team. So he's losing the ball, doesn't get highlighted that much. Kevin De Bruyne loses the ball way more than Bruno does lose the ball. But because he plays in a well-structured team and everybody knows what they do and they have better midfielders, they have a better 6, it doesn't get like gaslighted so much. The thing about Zeski is he's playing his position. Don't even try to bring him into the 10, because being in the midfield is different from what he's doing. The moment you put him in the midfield, they are going to.
Do you see how deep he drops into the midfield?
But because
he's already playing the 10.
Because he's a striker, and the 2 center backs have to account for him. So he can do that as the 9 because he has 3 people behind him. The moment you put him as a 10 and another 9, they're gonna box him out of the game. It's the Bobby Firmino problem. Like, he is doing his job. Put him as a 9. Let him be the glue and the link up. He's perfect. It's almost so funny because Erik ten Hag's first season, he used to come to every press conference and tell us, Martial is the one. Martial is the guy. Martial is the one. We have to get back. He even let Ronaldo go so he can do the Martial thing. And that boy Martial did not take football serious. But for the life of me, I don't understand why when we went into the second season, we did not go buy a striker like Martial. Why did we go change a whole different profile of striker to Højlund? Totally complete different players. That's why I always ask myself, who are the people doing the scouting at the football club? Like, what is actually going on? The manager will say one player, and then we'll go get a whole different type of player.
But that's not the scouting, that's the recruitment.
Recruitment. So that's what I'm saying. It took us 2 seasons to go get a player like Martial. When we could have done that last season, and we spent 70 million on Højlund. So I'm not Erik ten Hag out.
Let me say one thing.
Wait, let me finish. I'm not Erik ten Hag out. I'm not Erik ten Hag in. I'm Erik ten Hag. I want to see where this goes.
Your fence, basically. You're fence sitting.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
judge him.
he's
I'm
very
gonna judge.
confused. That's what he
I'm
is.
gonna judge him game by game because don't get it twisted. He might be messing up, but he's still a good manager. There are not plenty of him around
3
world football.
seasons.
But
Good.
that's what I'm saying. So I don't. At this point, we've chopped and changed so many managers, so many different styles. We went from Van Gaal to Mourinho, from Mourinho to Ole, from Ole to Ragnick. Now we're back to we have chopped and changed so many different styles of footballs in the last 8 years. I think it's time for me to just watch and see what the recruitment team can do, because I think the recruitment is the biggest problem here. We have to recruit better and efficiently. But yeah, go
Do you
ahead.
know, just touching on the point that you made with Xerxes playing in the 10, what you said makes so much sense, because a lot of people were saying before, oh, well, Trent can play midfield. He can play midfield. And then when they put him in the midfield, we saw that he couldn't actually play in the midfield. Now, how he plays in the midfield, he inverts into the midfield. So he hasn't got a man picking him up. He just creeps to the midfield and he's allowed to cause his destruction from coming from the right back position. It's the same thing with Xerxes. Xerxes drops into the midfield. No one really knows he's creeping into there. And by the time, and he usually creeps in there and he's free. So it actually makes sense that you just leave him up front to do his job, creep into the midfield when he can, link up play, and then get back up front to try and score a goal. That's how it's supposed to be.
I think
When we look at it, Xerxes is a number 10 playing up top. When you look at the way he plays, the only reason Bruno look better today is that he had less touches of the ball, because Xerxes coming in the half space to collect the ball, so Bruno having less chances to pick up the ball and link play. That's the only reason Bruno looked better today, because he had the
I think
Actually, not
one
really.
Let me say
actually had
the
more
dilemma we
touches
have
on the
with
ball than
Bruno here,
Xerxes.
real
Yeah,
quick.
but where's the sample size? Where's the sample size? There's it's like
Just
people
going on
are
what
too.
Shaquem said, Bruno actually had one of the most touches in the game. I think he had like 60-something touches in the game. So Bruno was actually very much involved in everything.
yeah, a lot of touches.
but in areas where we need him to be productive and efficient, he wasn't really in that sort of areas. He came in wide areas linked with Ahmad.
He did. I'm telling you, what he did today is what you call the cultured midfielder. 60 to 80 touches. Don't affect the team at the final third. Just do your job in the midfield and let the guys in front, that have the talent, do the work for you and create. Because we've put so much responsibility on him for the past 5 years. It's like without him in the team, it becomes crazy. What he did today is, I'm telling you, it's almost like what Fabian Ruiz does for Spain when Morata is playing the 9. And by the way, Arsenal have Zesky. Havertz played the same way. Havertz does the same thing Zesky does. He comes back, picks up the ball, creeps into spaces, creates chances for the left and right wingers. So it's okay. It's progress. That's what you want to see. You want to see progress in the way we're playing football. That's why I said this manager, I'm observing week by week. So
let me say one thing first.
Okay, yeah, go on. It's a lot of back and forth, and it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, just let me follow up on the thing about Bruno's dilemma. As long as Bruno is there, we're not going to see the full potential of Kobe, because Kobe should be playing further up the pitch, that number 10 area. Remember that goal he scored against Wolverhampton last minute? I think it was last season, where he nutmegged the play and then finesse to the far corner. That's Kobe right there. That's where he will flourish. That's his position. But we have Bruno up there, which means we have to sacrifice Kobe for Bruno. We should be sacrificing Bruno for Kobe, not the other way around. And as far as the managerial comment you made, with in terms of you said something about Havertz playing for Arsenal. Arteta, the first 4 games when he brought Havertz, he was playing Havertz as number 8. But then Declan Rice was playing as number 6. As we've seen, he struggled. Declan Rice struggles when he plays his back to goal, so he wasn't getting the ball from the defense and getting to the midfield. So what he did was he pushed Rice forward. He brought Jorginho, and then that pushed Havertz forward. The manager realized right away, now it's working. Our manager's in 3 seasons. Still, we don't know what we're trying to do. And that guy fixed it in 3 games.
Do you know one thing I'll say about this Bruno thing, though? I think something we can all probably agree with is we're in a position right now with how things are set and how things are working that in the near future, say within the next 1 to 2 years, we actually will not be worried if Bruno is pushed out of the team. So whether he's in the team right now actually isn't an issue because the team is still functioning with him right now, just based off of this game, and hopefully we can build up on top of it. And then in the next year, if Bruno was to be phased out of the club or the team, or the next 2 years or whatever, we can see that we've got players there and a setup there that it actually will not be a major impact on us. So I think that's a good thing, isn't it?
Please,
Yeah, but Kudus,
I
I'm
have a
happy.
question, Fab.
Wait, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I am so happy that this manager is not trying to play Kobe Mainoo in the 10. Because the moment he conforms to this whole fan base trying to make Kobe a 10, that boy is going to lose what they call football development. He's 19. He has to develop as a football player. Like the moment you put him in the 10,
Not playing a 6.
you're going to
Yeah,
you're
but
going to
yeah,
match-
but then
you're going to-
but we're developing him as a 6, and he's not a 6.
no,
Yeah,
but
it's
but
not
that's
number
but that's
six.
the thing about the 6 is I told you the other day, the 6 is like the brain box of the game of the midfield. If you can play as a 6, you can most likely play as a 10 because you are going to be able to read the game. You're going to learn how to read the football game in totality. So once you're able to learn how to read football games, it does not matter where you go on the football at that point. You're now a very very good midfielder. You know where you're supposed to be. Kobe is not Ozil. Kobe is not Kaka. Those guys are natural 10s. He just has like, because he's so gifted, he has so many abilities. People want to push him in. It's like Pedri. Pedri is not a 10. Like Barcelona did not say, but Pedri is so gifted. Pedri can score any type of goal. He can do anything. But they didn't force him to be the 10. They put him in the midfield so he can learn the game. By the time he's 24, 25, 26, then you can play him as a 10. At that point in time, he has enough experience to do anything he wants to do.
Isn't that
No,
a bit backwards?
I
Because
disagree
usually
with that. I disagree with
midfielders
that.
start further up the pitch and they go back. Like even Odegaard started as a 10 before he moved into central midfield. Usually midfielders start off higher up the pitch before they move back into the deeper positions.
Yeah, but those
not-
are natural 10s. Odegaard is a natural 10. Ozil is a natural 10. Morgan Gibbs White is a natural 10. Those guys are natural, like attacking midfielders. So eventually, as they grow older, they can come back and play 8 and go back. But this guy is not a
That's
natural
because weird
10.
takes of passion.
We
Just
already
a
know.
quick question. Who
We
should
already
be the
know.
first
Let's
place
hold on.
player picking up the ball?
We've spoken a
should be
lot
the
about all of
first
these
place?
players. We've spoken a lot about all of these players, but we've still not spoken about this one thing that I wanted to bring on. And originally I wanted to change the conversation because we're going down a rabbit hole here where we're just going to be disagreeing or agreeing, and it's just going to go back and forth.
Correct.
Let's actually talk about the pattern and the routines that he played out from the back. Let's address this. Okay, so the back line today, how do you guys think the back line did? Because the wingers had a lot of joy.
I saw triangle today. I'm so happy. I saw so many
You
triangles.
saw a triangle today,
Oh
so you're
my
happy.
God.
Okay. Omo,
This is what happened when you have somebody that can play a 6 but not number 6. As in, there was a point where Mainoo get the ball. He gives Eriksen. Eriksen got the ball. He looked forward. He waited. He looked forward. He waited gracefully, and he saw the pitch. Mazraoui is open. Boom, get the ball. Diallo's open. Boom, get the ball. Rashford open. Boom, get the ball. And there was one link up that was always happening in the game. That was he passed back to Leacher or Delict. Delict passed to Leacher. Leacher looks for his zipped up port to Eriksen every single time.
Eriksen, yeah.
And once Eriksen get the ball, he's facing forward. He's not just laughing it. He faces
If you
forward. He
noticed,
looks.
Omo, just to add to that, right?
And
When
Bruno, this guy was ruining the link up. He's ruining the link up. Ball to feet is what we're doing here, sir. Only certain players are allowed to put the ball in the air. That's Eriksen's one, and that's about it. Ball to feet is what we're doing there. 1-2, move on. But like when you want to hold on to the ball too long and do that, and when like something Mainoo does, it's something he's been doing since he's young. He let the ball roll past his body. Sir, you got to find something new. People are catching on to that. People are catching on to when you pass on Mainoo the ball, he let the ball roll over and get the ball. People are catching on to that. Bruno, when he get the ball, he like to do that little nutmeg. People catching up to that. You gotta like 1-2, move on. But like I see the triangle there. There was a little patterns of play here today.
Omo, can I add on to this, right?
Also, sorry, just quickly, let me just share this with everyone. And if you're not speaking,
Geographic
just
there
mute your mic
fast.
if you don't mind. Just to share this with everyone, by the way. Yeah.
Come on,
Just
what
wanted to, just wanted to put it out there. By the way, I don't know why I wanted to, but just wanted to put it out.
Yeah, enemy of progress. Looks
Yeah,
like
spit on the face, really.
Let's
Hold
continue
on,
the
hold on. We'll
conversation.
talk about that later, right? But while we're on the track of how we played out from the back fives, I sent you a graphic there if you want to just throw it up. Because almost you were speaking about how Martinez was zipping the ball into Eriksen. If you noticed, right, when Martinez gets the ball, Eriksen does this thing where he looks at Martinez, right? He's facing Martinez, but his body position is in the middle half of the pitch, which
Yes.
allows Martinez to come up further up the pitch, push a bit higher, and zip that ball into Eriksen. Now, while that ball's being zipped into Eriksen, the guy's already scanned. He already knows where he's going. And if you notice, majority of the time, right, we used to play overload to Rashford. It was crazy. It was
Yes.
just ball straight to Rashford. The overload this time actually went out towards the right, towards Ahmad and Mazraoui, and there was so much space there. There was that wing, that right hand wing is the halal wing. It is beautiful. It is blessed. Long may it
Kudos,
continue
kudos real
because it's
quick.
fantastic.
If you go to SofaScore, look at the heat map. Look where Bruno was.
Oh, I
Bruno
know, I know. I've seen it, but the why I was saying I've seen so much triangles is because Martinez, I'm so happy that he looks like himself again. I was seeing the progressive passing into Eriksen, into Mainoo. Then Eriksen and Mainoo are then the ones either looking, okay, whether we need to go central towards Xerxes or Bruno or go out wide, spread it to Ahmad. You have Mazraoui coming in as well, and then we can actually move the football. That's when we actually started gaining possession. We're able to confuse Southampton with intricate
Also,
plays.
another important thing is
Beautiful.
when Bruno was shifting to the right, Eriksen was moving more to the left midfield.
the left,
He was looking like a left midfield. That created space
They practice.
when Xerxes get the ball. So pretty much it seemed like this manager saw what Anslot did with Soboslai and said Eriksen go do that, and that's what exactly.
No, but that's why I said it's progress because you could see the patterns. They practiced it. Bruno was literally on the right hand side most of the game. He played. Bruno Fernandes had a cultured midfielders game today, and I saw him play for Portugal with Vitinha and Bernardo Silva, and I was like, there is no way you can play in the midfield with Vitinha and Bernardo Silva, and you can't do this at United. It's coaching, it's instructions. If the coach tells him, Bruno Fernandes, today I don't need you to play long balls. I need you to keep the ball on the floor, stay in your zones, keep your zone, and keep your man. He is going to do because he's good enough. It's
Gatsby,
coaching.
I'm gonna challenge this a little bit, right? I think Eric Ten Hag is a very smart and meticulous man, and I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I've seen multiple times when his back is against the wall, he pulls out these sort of plays where I'm like, okay, we're actually playing football. So he knows how to do it, and he knows how to coach it, and he knows the personnel he needs to use. My issue here is for the past 3 years, why have you been trying to land something else when you know exactly how you need to play football?
Because he's going to lose one game, and the fan base are gonna go in a fucking opera, and he's gonna get scared.
He's gonna change his mind.
Yes,
but he's been losing games doing his basketball football, and he keeps persisting at it. Whereas he can play this.
He's too stubborn.
But the thing is, even if we lose, right? If we lose, but we know we played a goddamn good game, because anybody can lose football. City can lose, Real Madrid can lose, but if you know you played a good game where you seen your style of play and you seen what you were trying to do and you were creating chances, but it just wasn't your day, nobody's going to care. That's the issue. No one's going to care.
He's going to lose the game, and he's going to come and tell you on the
what is this that you wanted to explain, Kudus, as well?
Oh, this was our passing network, and as you can see, right, so from Onana goes out to either Martinez or Delict or Dalot, right? Now the passing from Martinez, you can see, goes straight out to either Eriksen or Mainoo, and then you see where our overlap is, straight to the right. There was barely a lot of touches on Rashford's side, which was good because we needed him free, isolated to run and whatever. But where we were passing, where the triangles are mostly, is from the centre back to the midfield to the attack. Beautiful. There is a passing network of our game versus Brighton. Do you know what we did? We went from centre back to attack. Nothing in the midfield, completely bypassed
the midfield. Wasn't abandoned today. That's what I wanted to say. The midfield was not abandoned.
Oh, it was not abandoned. As you can see, so many triangles from the centre backs to the midfields to the attack.
And this is what you get when you put Kobe Mainoo in the 6, because
it's not about Kobe Mainoo in the 6. It's just that the ball is progressing from centre back to midfield to attack. But
because
before the manager wasn't doing that, because when Kovamano was in the 6 or Casemiro or Koiler, the ball was going to the center back to the attack. He was avoiding the midfield. And when you don't avoid the midfield, you have players there.
This same graphic is there for Brighton. Put it up. You're going to see that Casemiro is the problem.
No, Casemiro is not the problem, because when we had Casemiro, you had a double pivot and you had both Casemiro and Mainoo playing in the 6.
I have the Brighton graphic. Just pull it up.
I have it. I'll send it to you there.
It's like football. It's like football positioning. It's just about football because it's natural. It comes to you instinctive. The way you place your body on the team in the midfield is how you're gonna receive the ball. So it makes your defenders give you the ball in certain ways. Mainoo is just naturally gifted. He can pick up the ball in so many different angles and ways.
Send me the Brighton graphic and I'll bring it up, by the way.
Mainoo can pick up the ball in so many different ways that De Ligt and Martinez are not scared to give him the ball. So because of that, we actually have a midfield.
Can I just say this conversation of 6, 8, or 10? I don't want to say he's too young to decide yet, because he's not. I think under a different manager, under a different system, they would definitely play him in a different position. I think it's more so the managerial thing. The better question is do we build our midfield around him? And if we do, is it better to get central midfielders who can play 8 or 6 rather than just one solid position? I think letting him play as a 10 or requesting him to play as a 10, it's a real big ask, because the role 10 doesn't exist. And unless someone does it and he proves that he can play the 10, we don't really have the data like that. We're at the moment going off the fact that, we think we know that his ability on the ball is good. He's press resistant. His finishing is good. So the attributes of a 10 or an attacking midfielder ticks. He's not the fastest player, so he can naturally not be an 8, but he's also very good at soaking up the pressure and also winning the ball in duels, 1v1 duels. So he's a very good 6. It's a very good positive that we have a player who can do both positions. I think the better question is, if we're going to build the team around him, where is he going to play? I think it was Scholes who said that. If it's Scholes or Kino who said that, is this thing about playing an exact position, 10 or an 8. It didn't really matter when we played. Football's changed since then, obviously, but it didn't really matter because you had central midfielders who would go up together and come back together. The reason why these sorts of questions happen is because we have and I don't want to sound agenda driven, but it's because we have a player like Bruno Fernandes who creates these sorts of conversations. You look at, for example, unless you have a world-class central attacking midfielder, you look at players, teams like Liverpool, they have players who go up and down together. They don't actually have
doing it now with a Maka and Gravenberch pivot.
They don't have a designer midfielder. They have, a group kind of mentality. Well, they go press together and they'll defend together. It's the style that we want to play that will determine where Kobe's best position is, really. I'm not unhappy if he plays a 6 or a 10, but I'm leaning more towards a 10 because it's just the output will be better. That's all, really.
Fast, I want to say,
who takes the ball off the defense?
Who's what? Sorry?
Who takes the ball off the defense in our team?
Now that just as much as it's a big ask for him to play the 10, it is also a very big ask for him to play the 6, because to take the ball off the defenders in the central positions, he's good at it, but he will get caught out if the system isn't good enough, if he's not allowed the type of spaces. You look at the likes of, for example, Frankie, right? Similar sort of ability on the ball. Frankie's obviously a lot more polished, a lot more experienced. That age, understandable. What is Frankie? 25, 26, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
And it's understandable, physicality wise, experience wise, he's grown to that level. To ask a 19-year-old to do that in a 10, it's very difficult. I think for the next few years, I'm happy for him to chop and change his positions to kind of see where what works out.
I'll break
the reason why I asked you that question is because I don't see anybody in our midfield that can come and confidently take the ball off the defense.
He's the same player. He's literally, when Eric Ten Hag saw Mainoo, he says scrap the Frankie De Jong transfer. He is the same player. He
Okay,
can do
so
the same thing.
one second, right? So firstly, this thing of Mainoo being a 6 technically kind of got debunked by Eric himself when we played Liverpool, and he did the main Collier pivot in the second half. We seen what happened when Mainoo got pressed. He was receiving the ball, his body shape wasn't right. He got pressed, he lost the ball, we conceded a goal. Secondly, in terms of who comes to take the ball from the defenders, if you notice what we actually do with our defenders is they actually fizz the ball into the midfielders, right? No midfielders actually come in deep to collect the ball off them. Now, there are phases of play where whether it's Casemiro or Eriksen or Mainoo will come to collect the ball off them. But Faz, I sent you the pass map for the Liverpool game and for the Brighton game as well, if you want to put them up. You can see the shape of our defenders, right? Forget the midfield, but look at the centre backs and the full backs. Look at their positioning. Nobody is in a position where we can actually receive and progress the ball. Because Gatsby was saying it's because of Casemiro, right? Now, a lot of players did go through Casemiro, but if you look at the shape of everybody else, when Casemiro gets that ball, there's nobody to bounce the ball off of because either Bruno's run forward, Xerxes gone, Mazraoui's gone, Delit's gone, everybody's gone. This is against Brighton, right? Look at
But
the
I don't know why you're trying to act like as if Casemiro has ever done that role in his life.
Exactly. No. No, Gatsby. I
Casemiro has
100%.
never been a
Gatsby,
player to pick up the ball from the
I'm not,
defense.
Gatsby, I am not arguing that at all. I 100% agree.
So
Casemiro
the
should
moment you
not
put
be doing. Hold on, Gatsby. Casemiro should not be doing that role in the first place, right? But what were we doing? We had a double pivot of Casemiro and Mainoo, and who was that role falling to? It was Casemiro. Now, I think that is a coaching fault because Casemiro is not Frankie De Jong. He's not Busquets. He's not Cruz. So he should not be doing that in the first place.
This is the part you're mistaken. If it's a Casemiro Mainoo pivot and Casemiro is the one picking up the ball, Mainoo is a better footballer on the ball, so it's like a backward flip. But if Mainoo is the one doing it and Eriksen is on the pitch, Eriksen is a better footballer than Casemiro at that deep line playmaker spot. So obviously it works better. That means Casemiro is the problem. Because
you're missing because you're missing the point here. Because the whole point of what you just said in the start of this game with Southampton was the fact that Eriksen was the one who's coming to receive that ball and control the tempo and pick it up and look for passes, right? So I'm not asking Casemiro to do that. And now you're saying that Kobe was the one playing the 6 that was making the long passes and the this and the that. But when he's playing with Casemiro, if you're not having Kobe do that role that you're saying he can do as a 6, it's going to fall to Casemiro to do that role because they're playing a double pivot. So either the two of them have to come and do that role. Now, majority of the time, it was Casemiro doing it, and you can see how the passing was going. Look at how far up, what's the wing or the fullback? Look how far up they are. Look at where our overload is going to. Look at the passes coming off from our goalkeeper. Like that you can see the difference in that or whatever triangle or box it is we're trying to make there compared to the Southampton game today. That is just a complete mismatch. Both Casemiro and Mainoo are pretty much in the same position trying to do the same thing, and it's just not working.
Ultimately, what you're seeing here is the coach's fault. But apart from it being the coach's fault, like if you have played football, footballers know like what they can do. So
Yes.
Mainoo knows that Casemiro cannot do that thing. So he's trying to stay close to him every single time.
Yes,
but
I agree with you, Gatsby.
When Eriksen is playing, Mainoo knows that Eriksen is comfortable on the ball, so he gives himself space.
100%, Gatsby. I agree with you. I'm not going to judge a fish on its ability to fly because it can't do it. But that's why I asked the question. I was like, if Eric Ten Hag knew this from the beginning, knew that he could get us to play this style of football against Southampton, why did he insist on his basketball football for the past 2 seasons? That is my issue, because I've seen him do it before when his back's against the wall, we're playing bad, he's lost a few games, then all of a sudden he brings in the ballers, they play football, he gets the result, and then he goes back to his basketball football and he rinses and repeats it. So this performance that we did today, now are we going to be able to sustain it against the likes of Crystal Palace away, against Spurs at home, against whoever else, 20 and all this? Because I know that he's going to change. He's either going to bring Ugarte in or he's going to bring Casemiro in, then he's going to be experimenting again, doing his basketball football again, and then we're back to square one. That's my issue. because he knows that he can get the team to play proper football. We have good players. Nobody's going to tell me we don't have good players, and he can put a system.
He has tried it against Brentford with this same Eriksen. They press us and we concede 4 goals. So the thing is, depending on
against Brentford when
the first season.
Against Brentford, his first season, which was 2 games into the season, and he tried to play Eriksen as a lone DM. I'm sorry,
Let me land, then go on. So depending on the teams, that's how he's going to line up his players. You know, if you bring Eriksen, even in this team today, I see a lot of weaknesses in our midfield. Remember that first 30 minutes of the game, we were nowhere to be found. And if you remove everything in that starting lineup and put Ugarte, you can see some combative kind of play during that first 30 minutes. So it's not going to be, if he lines up like this against Tottenham, you see a different thing.
Okay, let's shift the conversation again. Let's move on from this again, because we're finding ourselves somehow talking about the midfield.
Please, I want to ask Mashraoui, is he okay? Mashraoui, the injury he got, is there any news on him?
No, I don't know anything as of yet.
I was gonna fast one thing. Do you reckon Ten Hag is his last roll of the dice is he's trying to do maybe when Euro is back, 3 at the back with Euro, De Ligt, and Martinez, and playing both Casemiro and Ugarte right in front of him? Do you think that's like his last resort? That's what he's trying to do eventually.
That's a good shout, but it would be risky because Martinez. Sorry, Martinez already looks injury prone ish. He looked uncomfortable in the second half.
Do you think Ten Hag?
Don't know what that.
He could have done it.
I don't know if Ten Hag is going to protect him. Like
I'm assuming that's his last roll of the dice. That's the last thing he's relying on, because he's just
a very
out
good
of
point. And
ideas.
Time will tell if he's going to play all 3 of them together.
In the Fulham game and today as well, did we not end the game with 3 centre backs on the pitch?
Yes. Yeah. We are seeing that more.
We have been subbing a lot of centre back.
He's trying to pack out the midfield later on in the game. So
so I'm assuming that might be his last resort. That's what he's trying to do.
It's almost kind of a better way of damage control, isn't it? Really, because
I got a theory on how he wants to play.
Go on.
No, I was saying because it seemed like he wants to get the goal as early as possible. He's using old Jose tactics. Get the early 2 goals. Ugarte, Casemiro, the midfield. John will be Mikel 2.0. You have seen him Mikel 2.0 here. Just come in, show up the midfield, and wrap it up. We got our 2 goals. That's all that's needed. Okay. The earlier we scored, the better. You just be watching games. The earlier we scored, the better. We expect to sub every 60, 70 minutes.
For 3 seasons, has anyone seen us keep the ball for more than 30 seconds?
Yeah. So he's not gonna do the back 3 thing because it's just that's it's not even him. If he does it, he's going to something he's never in his life even tried, like done. He has had the opportunity to do it all last season. I was begging for him to do it actually, so we can stop conceding so many goals.
Yeah,
he didn't try it once, so he's not gonna do it. Even though he has 6 center backs, he's not gonna do it. But what he is going to do is he is going to put Ugarte in the team and put Eriksen on the bench. And I think that's just because he feels like Eriksen doesn't have the legs to play that many games. So Ugarte is gonna come into the team. I wouldn't do it personally, but I think he's going to do it, and he's gonna have to live with the outcomes. So
one thing, something I noticed is the likes of I don't think Ugarte is his signings. Some things are forced in his hand. He doesn't want to do it. For example, Ahmed. He doesn't like Ahmed. He doesn't want to play him, but he's forced to play him because of what we have.
Watch his interview. He said it. He has been following the guy since from Aya's days. So
some players he just does not like them. Period. Like Ahmed, he's forced to play.
Speaking
That's
about
one thing I
Ahmad,
noticed.
actually, let me bring in the front line in question.
Yeah.
You know, Rashford got a goal. Xerxes didn't. Looked like he had a couple good
Sexy
chances.
could have gotten about a hat trick if he finished
He
today.
should have got brace at least, I would say.
Yeah.
And Ahmad, I think,
Should
did
have.
really well today. You know, playing like a proper winger, creating chances, really good passing, getting
Yeah.
it out of tight areas. You know,
I think
finding
Ahmad is a
long
footballer
distance
now.
passing very well, short distance very well, taking on his players really well. Still, I think, with all that being said, I still have a little bit of concern for Ahmad in terms of his physicality,
Yeah.
being able to sustain long periods in the season physically. I think that will be a
Ahmad is just
question.
ramping up. Don't worry about that.
Unless you are a Mahrez type of player, you're gonna be taking a lot of damage, you know, with his body style. Unless
Fast.
Yeah.
But
Fast.
Faz, isn't
This
there
game,
isn't there a good sample size from him playing at
yeah,
Sunderland in
that's
the
just a
Championship?
very light observation. But let's actually
But
talk about the front line.
he
Let's
played.
talk about the front line.
He played in the 8 for the Ivory Coast. He's a
He
very
did.
good. He's a very fit.
Yeah.
He's a midfielder, to be fair.
Yeah, he played in the A and he had a fantastic game for Ivory Coast. He is a very good player. He's just
You
that
know?
he doesn't get enough game time to build up fitness. I hope this coach doesn't drop him. Keep Garnacho on the bench, keep playing him and Rashford with Zeke, and keep winning games. And you're gonna build up his fitness.
Fast. Do you know
I don't
that?
think
Fast, can you
drop
count
him.
how many chances was created in this game? Do you remember off the top of your head? Off the top of your head, you don't have to know. Just at the top of your head.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, listen. It could be. This is no right or wrong answer. You said that you could remember off the top of your head.
I can remember definitely 3.
Okay, you can remember 3, but you know that we created more than that.
Sure, yeah.
This is what you want to see in games. You want to create more chances. Like I could say 3. The next person could say 5. The next person could say 6. I'm like, okay, that's all good. We created a bundle of chances. I don't want to hear like, oh, we created one chance. We didn't put that chance away. Oh, we lost. No, create more. You go out there and create more. That's what happened today. Everybody's creating. Eriksen was creating. Rashford creating. Eriksen created. Bruno created. Everybody was trying to create some shape or the other. Dalo created. I think Maserati did create. I'm not really sure. But you see, everybody created, and I just, we create this one chance at 30th minute. We didn't score, and GG. No, I don't want to hear that. You go out there and create more chances. Amad Diallo.
That is a very fair point. That is a very fair point.
Amad Diallo is not a Ten Hag player. Like I see the way he plays. Like no, you don't work for Ten Hag. Garnacho is a Ten Hag player. Like the way Garnacho plays, the way Rashford plays. Because I'm looking at Amad Diallo, I'm like, oh no, you're not a Ten Hag player. Like I can just see the stuff he does on the pitch.
Why? Why did you say
That's crazy. That's crazy because, in my opinion, Diallo is more complete than any.
You're right. That's why I say he's not a Ten Hag player.
Why?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Why is he not a Ten Hag player?
Player like that, and you don't rate that player. I can't understand that. I don't understand.
You know what I don't understand, because I think this is all a myth. The manager has been playing Diallo pretty much all season, apart from the Liverpool match. So the idea that he doesn't like a player that's producing for him blows my mind. So we need to stop this because he's playing over his star boy Anthony. Anthony's not even seeing any minutes. So let's just kill this now. The guy is playing, he's starting, he's playing well, he's balling out. So let's just accept it now that the manager said, you know what? I can trust Diallo to perform and I don't have to take him off. I'll take off Rashford. Because he wasn't doing that before. So Diallo has played his way into the team.
But this is Southampton.
Yes, but he's still...
And the game was 2-0 by then.
Can I play devil's advocate here?
Hold up,
Can I just play devil's advocate here for a second, right?
Yeah, okay, go on, Kudus, go on.
So after the Brighton game, Ahmad scored our only goal. He was player of the month, on form. Next game, we play Liverpool. What happened? He gets dropped until the 80-something minute where he came on.
Why did he get
5
dropped?
touches on the pitch. More than that's the question. Why did
that answer that question? Why he was dropped? He scored in that. Somebody asked why did he get dropped?
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
Why
that
did he get dropped?
in that Brighton game, he scored quite well, but he could have created more chances than just scoring goal in that very game.
Okay.
but why was
Three,
it?
Okay. But you're not
three.
getting the point here, right? So in the
Let me
Brighton
explain
game,
to him.
right? Hold on. In the
Let me
Brighton
explain to
game,
him.
a lot of our
The Liverpool
wingers
game.
could have scored and created chances, both between Rashford and Ahmad, right? At that point, I wanted either Rashford to get dropped or Ahmad to get dropped, and to get subbed off. Ahmad ended up scoring a goal that game. Then he won Player of the Month. So I'm a player that I'm after scoring our only goal versus Brighton. My confidence is up here. The next game
Yep.
is against Liverpool at Old Trafford. I'm psyched for it. I've won Player of the Month. You dropped me. And not only did you drop me, you didn't play me for 80 something minutes when the team is already 2 or 3-0 down. I come on and
Abs-
I give you 5 touches in the opposition's box that none of your wingers were able to give you for 80 something minutes.
Absolutely.
So can you
Well
please
said.
Everything
Well
explain
went
why
said.
did you get dropped?
everything went bad for United that very day. But if you remember vividly, Rashford always perform against Liverpool. The same with Garnacho. That game he was prepared to be launching ball forward, so that we'll be chasing all day. But in that very day, none of our passes went through. You see,
Okay,
all the
so
goals we consider were from errors. So the
yeah,
manager has his mind set on something, and it didn't work out.
yeah,
So
but
it's not
But
you can't hang the manager because of that.
no, but see,
and
the thing is, you're telling me
Ahmad deserved
about
to get dropped. Ahmad deserved to get dropped for that game. Let's not get it twisted.
okay, but the thing
There
is,
was
okay,
so many instances in the Brighton game
Wait,
where
what?
I tried so hard not to put the blame on him because I know he's just getting his game groove. But there
God
was
bless
so
you.
many instances on the counter that he could have laid in an easy pass or something that was just straightforward, and he messed it up. And
Gatsby.
he did get the goal, but the goal doesn't encapsulate the whole performance of that game. So he did deserve to get dropped because he has
But Gatsby, the
because
thing is,
I don't agree with that.
no,
I
hold on,
don't
because
agree
we're
with
Yeah.
that
we're speaking
People,
at
we're
all.
speaking in
people just
hindsight,
make
right?
fun. That's
Because
it.
if you can say that Ahmad deserved to get dropped, then by that right, so did Rashford, because Rashford too played
yeah,
bad. Now
well
the
you
only
can
thing that
you
Ahmad had over
you
Rashford was the
can
fact that he scored a goal. Now what I'm trying to say here is we're talking about the aftermath of the fact that that game we were 2-0 down because of errors or whatever, but Ahmad was already dropped before the game even kicked off. So all that doesn't matter. Now, if you're telling me that Rashford performs against Liverpool, that's fine. But where is the merit for a player that has performed and been man of the match or a player of the month? Sorry. Where's that merit to say, you know what, you're in good form, you're performing here, go out versus Liverpool and show us what you can do. Worst comes to worst, you have Rashford to bring in off the bench as a better super sub or Garnacho because you know that they can give you something against Liverpool. But at least you start off with a player that's high in confidence rather than expecting Ahmad to deliver something for you in the last 7 minutes of the game.
yeah
No, now
you
this is where I
no
can rebuttal to what you're saying, right?
but
Back
you're
in the
no,
past,
just give
in
me
the
let me
past, we've seen games where we might be playing a big game under Fergie, and rather than starting a superstar, he might start Park Ji Sung. He might bring him in for that game. So I think that was the manager's idea. Okay, we'll bring in Garnacho because we're gonna try and put balls over the top. In the end, the tactic wasn't a good tactic. Ahmad more than likely should have started that game, in my opinion. However, Ahmad is the manager's main winger right now. Him and Rashford are his main wingers.
Yeah, I
So the
agree with that.
idea that the manager doesn't rate Diallo is a fallacy. We need to stop this. He is the main winger right now until his form diminishes.
Yeah, no, like I
Let's
said, I'm playing devil's advocate
let me
here,
say
but
one
I
thing
hear that.
real quick. Let's call a spade here. The only reason Ahmad is playing is he tried Anthony so hard, it didn't work out. He tried Garnacho, he's not ready yet. He tried Rashford, it's not working out. He ran out of options. That's the only reason Ahmad has been selected. Even when he plays him, he doesn't play him to. He kind of throws him under the bus, like to prove a
Please,
point or
Ahmad is a
whatever.
United player. This thing shouldn't be coming up, please.
So
It's
all I'm
because of
saying is Ahmad is one of the best players we have. But just like he didn't fancy Sancho, he does not fancy it. It's just what it is. Managers do like certain players.
Ahmad.
We've
Ahmad
seen
took
how
his chance, but
with how he was with McTominay and all that. So it's not his type of player. He doesn't like it. But we can't just
different
because
between Ahmad and Chelsea. Ahmad took his chance and he's playing in the team. I don't understand this logic you are trying to bring.
Wait, hold on. If
I
Ahmad took
don't
his chance
understand
and
it
playing in
either.
the team, what about
he
Pulisic?
he proved that to us against
He
Liverpool. He should have started against Liverpool. He didn't. So by not playing against Liverpool, he showed you the importance. If it's
No player is
your
going to
important
start
players play
every
the big
game this
games.
season.
In the
You
Liverpool
cannot win
game,
Player of
Ahmad
the
came
Month
on and
and
was
be
our top
dropped the
player.
next game against the biggest rivals at home. It just doesn't work like that. You don't drop.
And
It never
I'll just
happens.
add as
So
well. If we're saying that Rashford deserves to start based on merit that he
he
performs
shouldn't
against
be starting.
Liverpool,
Rashford shouldn't be
right?
starting.
No, but
Period.
if we're saying that the reason Rashford started is based on merit, on the fact that he performs against Liverpool, Ahmad was the one who scored the winning goal to knock Liverpool out of the FA Cup. So there's his merit to start against Liverpool as well. That's what we're saying about Rashford.
It
So I'm
defines
just saying,
logic. Absolutely. Absolutely.
whatever excuse or reasoning we're giving for Rashford to start, Ahmad actually has the same rights as well.
No, Ahmad doesn't
Well
have
said.
30. Ahmad doesn't have
No, he
30
doesn't.
goals against the top six.
The manager
Oh,
picks the team,
Like
bro.
what we
The
doing? Like
manager picks the team.
Ahmad also hasn't played in the league for
Only
like 2
one
years.
game. Only one game.
goals against
We
the top
always
six. Like
we
let's not
always
do
make
this, man.
excuses.
You drop me.
Sometimes, like what people forget, your loyalty is to the club first, not a single player or a manager. So, just to defend Ten Hag, you can't just bash the whole club. It doesn't. You cannot.
The players. It doesn't. I mean, listen, Ahmad deserves to start. Like,
Ahmad is one of our best players, and he hasn't been playing. He's only playing because he has no
He
option.
hasn't been playing.
If he had the
What are
options, he
you
would never
saying?
be playing.
God. Please, I just wish that you
Yeah.
sent a high
If this
so
guy
that
had his
every
way,
will just
No,
just
that
go
is
away.
true. That is somewhat true. That Ahmad wouldn't normally play the full game. Usually that is true.
Yeah.
I'll be honest though. One thing I'm gonna say, a lot of people, I think Sharif mentioned it before earlier on in the stream, that he enjoyed Xerxes link-up play, and that's what he wants to see. I can't lie. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I want to see goals from strikers, especially when chances are coming to you. Especially when chances are coming to you. If a chance isn't coming to you and you are linking up and doing the extra other work, which is very good and very nice. To be fair, as a striker, you should be doing both anyways. But when chances like those are coming,
facts. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Especially if you are Manchester United striker.
Pass, let me say something. Let me say something. Inzaghi's this in so far, career so far, I don't think he has scored even 18 goals a season. I don't think so. So he's doing exactly what. If you are saying you are going to give him chance to improve, that's okay. But he's doing exactly what he was doing before we bought him. So this is this guy. This is just.
Let me put a different angle on it, right? So last season we remember that we actually weren't creating a lot of chances, and Højlund was basically feeding off of scraps. Now, before we bought Højlund, I think he had 9 league goals or something like that.
9.
He ended up finishing the season with 15 goals and 2 assists. For me, as long as the chances are coming, the goals will come. And this season we're creating far more goals. And Xerxes you can literally see he's a hair away from getting a goal or getting something. To be honest, he already scored. Actually, he scored against Fulham. So for me, the more chances we're creating, the better quality chances that we're creating, we're going to see the likes of Xerxes or Ahmad or Højlund or whatever getting those goals eventually. Because City could create 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chances, but Haaland might only score 2 goals. And I mean,
Haaland is allowed most big chance miss in the league.
Yeah, so the fact that we're creating those chances over and over and over again is actually a good thing, and the fact that Xerxes getting in those positions is a good thing.
You got to listen. This is sounding bare Weghorst like. I can't lie. He getting in that position.
It's not.
These are the words we used for Weghorst. I can't.
Let me explain to you.
These are the words. I need to see goals, bro. I need to see. Look, I need to see.
Xerxes not the bad man you all think he is.
Say much. I'm just gonna say Ollie Watkins.
Listen, Xerxes
Ollie
might
Watkins.
might get you 30 goals. Xerxes might get 5 goals this whole year, all competition.
The thing you have to understand though,
Xerxes is the type of in number 10 that goes ahead and get all the goals.
Does Jamie Vardy not link up?
Can do all that. Jimmy Vardy don't do no link up, bro. You know Jimmy Vardy. Jimmy Vardy link up when Ndidi up there. Ndidi plays the 10. But what I'm trying to say is Xerxes is the type of striker that the number 10 and the wingers will get all the goals. He's not gonna get the goals. He might get the pre-assist or something
Well,
like
in that
that.
case, we
But
ain't winning the league, brother.
Can I ask, right? Did anybody care
We
about
ain't-
Firmino's goals when Salah and Mane was banging in? I
no,
don't think anyone
No.
did.
when
So
when
if
Shaqiri
Xerxes won the link up and Ahmad and Rashford are scoring, is anyone really gonna care? As long as
no one's
United
gonna
win.
care. But they, well, there in Liverpool, they have Firmino and they had like 7 or 8 midfielders like White German. They had like Firmino, Henderson,
and
Alexander
Kobe,
Arnold. Like the thing is, like he needs a number 10 that's gonna carry the ball, run into the box and score. Like, listen, if you get somebody like
Florian Wirtz, Musiala.
Musiala, they run with the ball. There's a dribbler. What Laker want to go? Look at the goal he scored the Euros. He not the goal. They assist again for the Euros. Ryan took the ball and ran to the box and scored. What do you think what happened to Bologna? Lewis Ferguson was taking the ball off him and run to the box and scoring. As I said, nobody was watching that Bologna. You were watching the clips. You didn't watch the full game. It was him at the 10. It was Zirkzee at the 9 and Lewis Ferguson at the 10. And they were combination for a bunch of goals. I think like 35 to 40 GA between both of them alone. Because again, they carried the game. And we don't have that now. Bruno Fernandes does not work with Zirkzee. The moment Zirkzee came, I know that Bruno Fernandes was not going to work. It will never work. It will never work. Zirkzee and Rashford could work. Zirkzee, if Sancho said, would have worked. But Ahmad is working. Garnacho, I don't know yet. Anthony will not work. We need a number 10 that could work with him. That number 10 will get like majority of the goals and assists. And Bruno cannot do it because again, you have to run with the ball. Bruno, he got the ball, he want to pass it. You cannot do that with Zirkzee. You got to run with the ball.
Well, I don't know because I've seen Bruno run with the ball before. Like his first 2 seasons at United, he used to carry the ball a lot, but now
but now he doesn't do that no more. He just want to launch it.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because like
it's a
I
different
think
system.
He's very capable of it. So I don't understand why he's still.
Bro,
doing it.
he's 30 years old. I'm telling you, he's more of a cultured midfielder now. That's what he's going to start doing.
Okay,
And
so here's the thing. So here's the thing.
I don't see that.
You said the culture midfield, but you know, like number 10s later on down the life, they come back.
I have the perfect player for you, so he's already in the club.
You said that who cared when
If you need
Firmino?
that, then we have Mason Mount, no?
Hold on. Someone said
Oh,
you
Mr.
didn't
Mount will
care
work. Oh,
who was getting the
wonderful.
goals when Firmino played in Liverpool. So they won the league in 1920, and Firmino in that season alone in the Premier League got 9 goals and 8 assists. Right?
Yeah.
And Firmino is a fantastic footballer, man. Like fantastic.
That's the 1990, 1920. You know who the midfielders are? I got the list.
Dinosaurs.
I got it down for a reason. They
Yeah,
have
dinosaurs in midfield.
That Fabinho at the 6, Jordan Henderson, James Milner, Naby Keita, White German,
Dinosaurs,
outside
yeah.
Chamberlain,
For some people, the dinosaurs.
Lallana. They had this who was running, like getting all the balls and scoring goals. Wasn't
Why? Let me
He knows not a lot. I mean, Xerxes what 8 goals off of that.
In that
Xerxes is never going to get 20 goals this season. That's not going to happen. He's a false number 9. The best you can get from him is 10 goals.
Listen, I said Xerxes and Rasmus together are not getting 20 Premier League goals together between them.
I don't think they could play together.
No, they are.
Yeah.
20 in between them, I don't think so.
Yeah, Xerxes.
I don't.
Yeah, Xerxes is never going to get 20 goals a season. He's not that type of striker. He connects the
10
dots. So
goals
for him,
Rasmus and Thingy, it ain't happening.
That's doable. Yeah, they can do
I just
that.
remind you that Rasmus Højlund got 10 Premier League goals last season. So
He got 7 goals with no assists. Rasmus Højlund, he got 7 goals.
Højlund got 10 goals, 10 goals, 2 assists in the league. 10 goals, 2 assists.
10 goals. No. 7 of those came 7 games in a row.
No, I'm saying
some of them came with like just
he had no assists to them. It was just 7 solo goals.
Remember the screamer he scored against Spurs where he just turned and smashed it into the top corner. So like Højlund will feed off of Xerxes. Like they are going to be the creation between those two.
They're not going to play together.
I'm telling you, they're going to play together.
They have to play together. And you put a number 10 behind them. You put like a pivot behind them. You play wing backs. This way, they throw the back come into place. But I'm not sure if this manager is brave enough to do that. This him stepping out of his zone. Go throughout the back and play wing back. You put. Let's say it's simple. Simple what you can do with this team. We just trying to tell this player to do this, do that. But you haven't played Anthony that's a future left wing back. He doesn't even know yet. You just say let Anthony go to the left, run up and down across the ball. He has the energy. He can tackle, and he's a fighter. You could them to do that. And put Leach onto that side. Have a double pick back there. Put Dalot or Maserati on the right side. And I would say go as far as put Maserati as a centre back if you want to, and put Dalot as a right wing back.
Well, the thing is, um, about Ten Hag, unless a miracle happens, he won't get it. So unless you keep the ball 80% of the time or 70% of the time, you can't create chances. 80% of the time, we're on our back foot. Teams are attacking us. So creating chances is going to be we have to rely on individual brilliance, and that's what we've been all these years. A moment team. So
Goals. Listen, everybody needs individual brilliance in their team, one way or another.
not every night or every game.
Not every game, for sure. I think, for example, Rashford's goal today was a way of individual brilliance, and you need that. Barcelona thrived off it. Let's not forget. Real
Absolutely,
Madrid thrived off it. Let's not
thrived off it.
forget, because some of the goals
United okay,
those
okay,
players scored.
you just thrived off it.
I think the only team that not the only team, but one of the teams I can think of that didn't thrive off individual brilliance was probably Tottenham Hotspur when Kane and Son played together.
Yeah.
Liverpool when they had their front three, Salah, Mane, and Firmino. I think individual brilliance in terms of Haaland, even though he's not individually brilliant,
Yeah.
but you kind of need his profile. So if you look at the teams that are winning the leagues, you do, Vardy, Leicester City. You do need these individual kind of players to help you bring the extra 7, 8, 10 goals, a season minimum, 15 goals a season minimum, and it helps a lot. Liverpool's case, they had 3 individual players that worked together, and it was almost like a region of MSN, not to that level, but it was just their 3 unreal players that worked really, really well. We had that, for example, when we had Martial, Rashi, and Greenwood. Amongst them 3, it was just ridiculous.
Never forget.
Score 3 pastas, will score 5, no problem. It's just what it is, and those type of teams are the teams that will go to top end of the Premier League. This is one of the reasons why Arsenal will not win the league. They just won't. And Chelsea is the biggest scary team right now, bar I'd say Villa.
Yeah, I like
because
this.
if you say smash and grab today, but let's just be logical here. It wasn't actually smash and grab. It was a well-constructed goal and a striker that held off 2 centre backs and then put the ball into the net. It was a well-constructed open play goal. So they didn't just shoot it from anywhere. Like, for example, Villa game, the player, what's his name? I forgot.
Duran.
Smashed it from God knows
40 yards
where.
out.
Adriano Duran.
Yeah,
Adriano Duran.
Do you know what I'm
To
saying?
believe United scouted him and our board said no. But anyways.
Sorry? Yeah, oh yeah. United
Yeah.
scouts,
Our
yeah,
board
as
said
the
no.
board says
Like
no.
you said,
But
recruitment's
listen,
the problem. But anyway.
one goal. You're gonna need players like Ahmad in your team, players with the profile of Sancho with good mentality and attitude, or whatever you want to call it, in your team, to make it work. And in all honesty, you will need a player with a bit of quality like Rashford. Not Rashford per
Yeah.
se, but you will need a player that can get you a random goal on a random night. Like, I'm sorry, but you will. Because that's how we
you
got
have
into
to have
Champions
those.
League semis. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Rashford
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
in the brilliance. That was
There's
in the
nothing-
brilliance.
there's-
Well, like,
it
drop
is.
each other.
The thing is, there is nothing wrong with
No.
individual brilliance. In your
Absolutely
team.
nothing wrong. It's
But
just
when you
you're not
rely
supposed to be
solely
over reliant on it.
individual brilliance, that's when there's an issue. And I think that's kind of what we ran into kind of under the Ole period towards the end, where it was solely reliant on individual brilliance. And when it didn't come, then there was nothing we could do.
I want to create a
I
random.
did something similar as well in season 1, where it was the individual brilliance of Rashford and Bruno that kind of really carried us towards the end of the season.
Shaw was
And you
available
see
as
the
well.
season after, when the goals dried up for Rashford, there was nothing else happening in the team.
Yeah, that's it. Without Rashford goes, we have nothing.
And like I
And my
said,
problem is we don't keep the ball. What I'm saying is, if we were,
I want to ask a
I
question.
was just gonna
It's just
finish.
a couple-
So if he were, let's say for example, Man City, as prolific as Haaland is, he's scoring hat tricks every game. If he was in this United team, he wouldn't be scoring 5 goals a season because his overall game is trash. But the fact that the Man City keep the ball 80% of the time, and he gets 4 or 5 chances to score, Now he looks all of a sudden he looks like one of the best strikers in the world.
Are you saying he'd be doing WWE like Rasmus was doing last season?
That's what we do at Man United. Rasmus Højlund would be looking like more like a world class player compared to him if he was in United, because we don't create and we don't keep the ball. That's our problem. So we leave players to hang up to dry. That's all I'm saying.
I said most chance missed is Rasmus Højlund. Haaland. Early Haaland, most chance missed is Haaland.
He gets 10 to 15 touches the whole game, Haaland. But Man City keep the ball.
Guys, right? What's your thoughts on Onana this game and Onana going forward?
Onana, I'd say the thing is, the whole reason we got rid of David De Gea was to play possession-based football. The reason was because he can't play with his feet. Okay, fair. But we brought in a keeper that can play with his feet, but we're still playing long ball. We're not playing to his strength. But as far as his overall, besides what he's good, when it comes to passing the ball from the back, all that, for me, is really good. But we can see, if we had David De Gea last season, we'd be 15 points better off than where we finished. Some of the goals he conceded, it's just Sundays, really. I don't even know what to say. It's just mediocre, really. He cannot save anything below his waist. He can't save.
Yeah, see that was like, I didn't want to do it. I don't want us to compare it to De Gea. I just want us to speak on Onana himself, because today I saw what Onana is, and again, it annoys me, and it brings me to the question of why didn't you just do this in the first place? Remember when we brought up the graphic, you saw the ball playing with the goalkeeper and the centre backs in the midfield and the attack. It's smooth, it's transition, it's how every team plays. But towards the end of last season, or halfway through last season and to the start of this season, like you said, all we've been seeing is the hoof balls and the long balls, and sometimes it doesn't even get to the person. It goes out for a throw in our corner, and I'm just like, why were we doing that in the first place? And then, like you said, when it comes to Onana to dive anything in bottom right, bottom left, long day, if it's towards the middle at a good height, he can save it. Like today we saw with the Diblin shot and the Sanguara shot, there were good comfortable heights for him, and he can save it, and he made a very good penalty save. So I think he's he can be a very, very good goalkeeper, maybe to the level of Ederson if we're playing the right formation and the right way of football. But if we continue with this basketball football, like, he's gonna look worse than Henderson. So I don't know why these weaknesses are being exposed or were exposed.
Yeah, for me personally, I'd say if he was playing for either Man City or Arsenal, we'd be talking about the best goalkeeper in the world, really. But the guy is very good with his feet. But we're not playing to his strength. So saving, he's not a shot stopper. He's not. So we cannot expect him to be saving shots left and right. So you have to play to his strength, which is we got to play possession-based football.
Basketball selling football doesn't fit him, because again, when people say, "Oh, but look at him what he did in the Champions League," but did you see what? Did you see the whole Inter squad, and you see how the whole Inter Milan lined up?
He was shocking during the league.
Yep.
He was shocking.
Like did also while he was there, they didn't win the league. By the way, I don't think they won the league. They won the league after he left, because he was letting some weak goals. The moment he left, they brought in another goalkeeper, Summer, and his goalkeeping, his passing at the back is decent, not better than Onana, but like shot stopping is all the way up there. And it seemed like for what Etihad wants to do, like you should just keep the area and play shot stopper. Now I play from the back, or you want to play from the back, and now I'm playing out from the back. Because there's no reason why match after match there's no reason for him to go long. Because you go long, you lose the ball, all of a sudden you're on defense again. Already do another one defensive transaction, and our red defense is already not that good, so that's double danger. But then again, like if shot is low and hard, he's not catching it. But shots that is high, he probably could catch those, but like headers, he's not catching that. And his high claims, poor high claims. It makes no difference.
The other thing I was going to say about Onana is, do you think
again, like Pat said the other day, he's never going to get a Golden Glove. He will never get a Golden Glove in Manchester United.
Yeah.
I don't
Do
want
you
him to
guys
get the Golden
think
This
Gloves.
is
I
a
want him
fair
to
point. I think this is
go
a
ahead.
very fair point. A lot of people can agree, regardless of what Onana does. De Gea needed to go, and it was good that he left. I mean, it was just time for people to eventually move on. The only thing is, I would have liked David to be in the bench, and I think it would have been better. Just like I wouldn't mind Varane being on the bench and Casemiro being on the bench
Absolutely.
for one
He
season.
was he
You know
wasn't
what I'm
even
saying?
he wasn't even
uh,
replaced correctly.
on that
You
on
didn't
that
replace with somebody superior. You should replace with
People don't
somebody that's
also talk
okay.
about this. You know, Casemiro's passing. Faz, the best goal for was our third goal. Great through ball from Casemiro. Good cut back from Dallo and good finish from Garnacho. I mean, this is something that
Let me
people don't
speak on
speak about as
Casemiro.
well.
I'll pick
But
up my board.
you won't be
Custom.
getting these sorts of comfortability if you play the teams that are a lot more competent on the.
this ain't happening versus Palace, that's for sure. That kind of goal ain't happening versus Palace.
Yeah.
No, it's not happening. But this again, like when
No,
people
no,
talk about
it can,
Casemiro,
it can happen. It can as long
It's
as
not
long
happening.
as long as the other team is not pressing us and they're not putting us in traps. He's an experienced enough player to make a true pass. Like
Yeah, no,
it's,
that's why I said it's not happening versus Palace because they will press us and they will put us into traps. Like, look at their. I don't know if anybody watched their game today.
Honestly,
They were 2-0
this season is
down
just
to
different. Last season
Leicester,
we are
and
facing
they
shots
came back
left, right, and
brilliant.
center. So I think the amount of shot that we are facing now is going to help as well because the shot is not like last season. You hear United receiving 25
I
shots.
want to talk about the signing of the season. It's a guy from Morocco called Nazir Mazarawi. He is absolutely
Mazarawi.
cooking.
Ooh.
That's a
He
baller.
is
Sheikh
he is
Mazarawi is cooking.
a
Did
complete
anybody missing one Bissaka?
yeah. We are missing him on the
No.
left hand side.
Yes,
Mazarawi
yes,
is
we are.
We are not
Nah.
missing one Bissaka.
complete.
We are
No,
not.
I
we are.
I didn't even
Will I tell you
know
why?
up
Wait,
until
hold
you
on, hold on.
mentioned.
Will
No,
I
we're
tell
not.
you why we are?
No, we're
This
not.
is where
No.
reality check is gonna come in, right? Today, we are already scared that there could be an injury to Mazarawi. If Mazarawi is injured, God forbid, or if Dallo is injured, what are you guys doing then? Are you ready to see Maguire or Johnny Evans as a fullback? Are you ready for that? Are you ready to
Nope.
see Casemiro on the defense? Are you ready for that?
Bro,
Because as much as yes, I'm
you're
happy,
going too far, Kudus. The reality check is when that
because you're
little
going to
kid,
VAR. I'll just say when we play difficult opponent, we gotta park the
when
bus.
the
We
reality
gotta lock play
and
out.
also, if you guys remember, Dallo got cooked not once, not twice, not three times, like four times today
when that
by
Dalo let that
Southampton.
little kid cook him like he was cooking some French fries.
Dribbling,
Listen,
dribbling is what 17, 18 years
listen.
old, and he cooked Dallo.
The way this coach is playing,
Yeah, but Malaysia is back.
if he's going to play
Man
this
said
midfield,
Malasia. The guy hasn't played football for nearly 2 years. What do you mean Malasia is back?
He's not
You're gonna
training.
run?
I'm talking about because right now we don't have a proper left back. So so what I'm saying is Mazarawi is a backup to
have a proper left
Dello.
back.
So right now the reason they're playing both is because we don't have no left back.
Backup.
Since
Oh,
this guy,
Mazarawi is better. Dallo is a backup in
I want to
Mazarawi.
see who gets
Bro,
benched
no,
once
Dello is better,
Malacia is
man. Come
good.
on,
We have
Dallo
thing
is
is,
better.
right,
You said
is
Dallo
that
is
guy
better.
driving or something?
Dello for me is the best right back in the league. That guy goes under the radar. He is a
Uh,
complete defender. He can run. He can defend. He can play. I mean, you don't get those, man.
bro. He go
said
cook
the
the
best
whole
right back in
game.
the league.
If we
Hold
had
on,
a
right.
fully, if we had a fully fit
let me
Luke
restate this,
Shaw
right.
and Dallo, we would be cooking. That's all I can tell
Let
you.
me,
Wait, hold on.
Dallo,
First of all, was the best right back in the league in
regardless,
France. Second of all,
regardless of
Mazarawi is a
whether or
backup to
not
Dallo. Wait,
Malasia
no,
Yeah,
Dallo is a backup to Mazarawi because of the manager. Dallo is the
yeah.
bench.
hold on.
There you go.
I think we have
Dallo
to
can
accept,
defend.
right, the fact that Dallo
No,
and
Mazarawi is a
Mazarawi are
better.
going to be our
Mazarawi is a
fullback
better
for the
player.
Sharif,
season,
are you
because
driving?
regardless of the fact
You
that
see, Mohamed Salah doesn't dare to take him on. You seen when we play Liverpool, he hates to play on the side of Dallo.
Salah cooked
Dallo
what
him.
just doesn't get the credit he deserves. Dallo is a proper footballer.
Salah cooked him. This
Sheriff,
little kid
Sheriff,
was
Sheriff,
attacking.
Yeah.
when we played Liverpool, it was Wan-Bissaka that was on Salah, right?
Hold on. Let me bring this up.
Hold on.
Don F says we are lucky again
I'm talking
today.
about
Didn't see
yesterday,
the coach
the
make any
3-0.
tactical changes to influence the game. Elite Baller says I can see Mazarawi scoring a couple of goals for us this season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
Mazarawi is
fact.
much better than Bissaka. Dallo had an off day and absolutely fine
That off
because
day.
you are supposed to have other players to pick up your slack on certain days, so it's perfectly fine. I'm still very happy with him. He's still got an assist. Um, let me see. Is there any
You know that
other? No,
Can
there's no
I
one
just quickly
assist.
speak on these two defenders, right? Before we go forward, right? So far, I'm happy with Mazarawi. I think attacking wise, he is much better than Wan-Bissaka. I'm not going to disagree with that. Should Wan-Bissaka still stayed? Yes, I think he's still a good squad player and he's still a good option to have off the bench. At the moment, I think the fact that Dalot and Mazarawi are our two starting fullbacks, that's how it's going to be for the season because I'm not willing to risk Shaw and Malasia or put the trust in them that they're going to be fit enough to play majority of the season for us. Now, my issue as of yet is I've
Right.
actually not seen Mazarawi properly tested. I think there's some tougher games to come for him. I think right now he's doing very well, but there are some tougher games to come where we're actually going to see defensively what is he like because I
Nah,
remember when
he's been tested. Mitoma,
hold on.
Mitoma
No, no,
and
no, no,
Diaz.
no. Wait. Hold on. In that, actually, yeah. Thank you for mentioning that Brighton game because I think it was in that Brighton game that I saw him and Dalot doing Chuckle Brothers on the same wing. He was marking Dalot. I'm looking at my two fullbacks in the same position, marking each other. So there is still some issue there that I don't think he's been properly tested.
I think his class. I was worried about his defensive acumen, but you know what's funny? Because he's such a brilliant footballer, is in his brain. He rarely even puts in the wrong tackle. He leads the team in tackles. He leads the league. Mainoo is in interceptions, but he leads the league in tackles. He's very brilliant. He has very good positioning. I was worried about his defensive acumen, but he is miles and miles and miles and miles ahead of Dalot defensively. He's a proper fullback. He's proper.
I'm just gonna say the Liverpool game, Luis Diaz cooked
Listen,
us. And,
save your words
Mazarawi
because
cooked us.
football is a funny business. You say all of these things, and then your footballer turns into dust over the course of 5 games. You know, Dalot has had a Player of the Season. Let's just put a respect
You're not gonna
on a
here and do
player
some
that
proper-
has played
in
Player
one of
of the Season
in
in
one of
the
You just want to
Premier
do
League,
for your boy, yeah?
whilst
United-
every other fullback
He's
is
a proper
injured.
footballer.
United
Yeah,
finished
let's
8th
just
in
Honestly,
whilst having
Dalot
a
has
game.
improved a lot. I'm not gonna take it away from him. He's improved
you know
a
what I'm
lot,
saying?
but
He's
I
the player
still
of-
question his
He was the player of
defensive
the season. In a season we finished 8th with a negative 2-goal difference, and he's one of the defenders. Please cut me that crap. He's trash defensively. He's absolutely trash defensively.
And now defensively, we just didn't score enough goals. We didn't score enough goals.
Mazarawi
what's
was crap
unfortunate-
against Liverpool.
Spurs conceded more goals than us.
What's unfortunate? Let me say one thing about Wan-Bissaka. The unfortunate thing is the game has moved on from the type of player he is. If he was playing in the Sir Alex Ferguson era in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, we'd be talking about a proper fullback. But since the game now requires for you to attack, that's what he lacks. But defensively, one-on-one, for me, he's the best in the country, Wan-Bissaka. But we need, attacking fullbacks as well as the ones that can defend. But take nothing away from him. It's just the game has moved on from him.
But you know the thing though is you can have an attacking fullback, but they can still be good at defending. Because I see the likes of Reece James, fully fit Reece James, attacking and defending, immaculate, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trent has gotten better. Robertson attacking and defending, very very good. I don't know who else I can mention.
Mazarawi attacking and defending is solid.
No,
Like, how-
attacking I think he's very good. Defensive, I don't think he's been tested yet, and I'm being honest. And I think he
Yeah.
can be. To be honest, he can be. But I just don't think he's been tested. I know you mentioned Bitoma and Minta, but bro, come on,
Kekkers of Bournemouth, attacking and defending is solid.
bro, you're talking. Yeah, Kirkers. Yeah, I would have loved Kirkers.
this
Kirkers
season
is
is
good
over.
attacking and defending. Yeah, I would have loved Kirkers. Munoz, I think he's good attacking and defending. Do you know, I
Mitchell?
just don't think Mazarawi has been tested yet. It's funny we're talking about he's good attacking and defending, but when we played Liverpool, Luis Diaz cooked us, and Mazarawi was on Diaz. So like,
How did
That's fair.
Luis Diaz cook us?
how didn't Luis Diaz cook us, bro? Luis Diaz could have scored 6-7 goals if he wanted.
He didn't do anything. He got the ball off our mistakes. The first one was literally that
Bro,
marking
Luis
Salah and
Diaz could
turned
have
the ball into
scored
a goal.
about 6-7 goals if he wanted. They took off Luis Diaz when the game was like 2-0 because they did not need to score any more goals.
Bro,
The guy had
He's doing better for us.
I didn't see Luis
Bro.
Diaz beat Mazarawi and put put a collar top corner. I didn't see him beat it to the left or the right and put a collar left, bottom, right. But he scored 2 goals off our mistakes, literally. And the ball came in from Salah for those 2 goals. Salah was the one that gave him.
Hold on. So you said he scored 2 goals off our mistakes, right? Both of those goals, or one of those goals, were back post goals, right? Which he was free. Not only was he free, 2 people were free. 2 of them, and that's Mazraoui side, right?
We lost the ball.
Like I said, I see. Yes, we lost the ball. Yes,
it was up the pitch. Casemiro was
I agree. I know we were up. I'm not disagreeing that, but remember I made the point of the Brighton game where both Mazraoui and Dalot were marking the same, like they were marking each other on that same side. So
I didn't see Mitoma beating 1-on-1. Did Mitoma beat him 1-on-1? Did Mitoma score a collar? Did he beat him 1-on-1?
So you have to be beat 1-on-1 for you to be bad.
Bro, did you see the Southampton kid today? He beat Dalot 1-on-1.
Do you have to be beating?
So he beat Dalot 1-on-1, but did he score?
He's got a penalty. He's our goal.
But did he score? But did he score? This the whole. You just said it. You're just saying like, oh, he hasn't scored. He hasn't scored, but did this guy score? But he cooked him.
We were just lucky. He literally.
He was lucky. So
it was
my friend, football is all about fine margins and
That's a red card challenge, man. You need to go sit on the bench.
It wasn't red card challenge.
You're not Saka gave away a penalty. You shouldn't make those kind of challenges. Don't be making. Listen, if you're cooked, you're cooked. Don't make that kind of challenge.
That's a dumb challenge, man.
It is football. Let it go. It happens. That is a player of the season player you are talking about. Please, I don't know why at 20 past midnight you want to get me rattled, because I will start going off. It is football. It happens. It is very natural. Your goalkeeper is supposed to. It happens. You have strikers that miss empty nets.
Don't get cooked by a 17-year-old.
Who's the player in the championship today that missed an empty net? Empty net.
Don't care about that. We're talking about Manchester United player. I don't want my Manchester United fullback to be getting cooked by 7. I don't want my fullback for Manchester United to be getting cooked by a 17-year-old. A Southampton 17-year-old.
Well, the 17-year-old had a very good game today. I'm sorry, it happens.
You know what's so funny about that game? Southampton had a poll who should start, and they wanted him to start.
Last season,
Southampton wanted that kid to start, and he did, and he put in the work.
We probably didn't.
Do you know who Diblin is? Faz, do you know who Diblin is? Have you ever heard of him before?
Who?
Diblin. Have you ever heard of him before?
Who the hell is that?
Exactly. That's the guy who cooked Dalot 4 times today. That's the guy who cooked Dalot 4 times today.
Who the hell is that?
You know him. Who is he?
Listen, you know the media peer pressure to play him, right? Because they had a poll with the fans on their website, and they wanted him to play.
It happens.
He has been an impact sub for the past 2 games, and they had a poll on the website he could play. And he came on there and he put in his shift, and I'm like, hey.
What you have to take into account is the guy is not a left back. He usually shows on the inside, so now he's in a predicament where he has to show his weaker side. So all defenders get beaten every now and then. So it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Didn't get beaten when he was playing left back covering Salah. He didn't get beaten. Or when he was covering Saka, he didn't get beaten.
That's because
when Danjuma roasted him for like a corn. He was playing left back.
Don't tell me about that, bro. I still have nightmares over that.
Oh, he was playing left back to that day too, right? That guy is defensively. I know what's crazy about it. He does the window.
Listen, it happens. Someone's mic is thinking, by the way.
He does the window. He does
that. Those guys.
Where he always backs up.
He like pushes them.
Why are you backing up into your own box, bro?
He backs up.
Why are you going to, fam?
And then when he goes to make the tackle, it's too late. But look, I don't want to crash it on Dalot because like he did get the assist. He is good attacking. One thing I will say for Dalot though is his crossing needs to improve immensely, and his defending needs to improve. If he can work on those 2 weaknesses, I think he will be a very, very good right back, and he can be put then into the conversation of one of the best in the league. But as of right now, I don't think he's there, and we shouldn't be putting him in that conversation either.
I think we should sell him and buy Livramento. I think that will
come on.
Sell him and buy Timo Livramento is a way better fullback than that guy, and he's young and he's improving. I think he should go.
Diego Dallo has been the best of one of our best players for the past 2 seasons consistently. So for me,
he's the best
he's
of
the
the
only
last
player that gets my respect. The only player in the squad.
It happens. It's not a big deal. We're suffering from not winning the Premier League. So you guys want to pick on every single freaking thing that the players do. It
Absolutely.
happens, bro. It's not. It's not the end of the world. Yeah.
Well said,
It's
Vaz. Well
absolutely
said.
not the end of the world. Walker Peters probably walks into our football team on a freaking bad day. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's
Yeah.
27 years old, and
had
people will
good
say he's a
days, you know.
Tottenham reject. So please,
Even
man.
though
And he shredded
Ahmad
us a new one,
Walker, sorry,
and he's a fullback.
sorry, just to
You know what I'm
mention
saying?
Carl
Played like
Walker
a winger.
Peters, right? He absolutely
It's
Oh my
okay.
god.
It
today. Did
happens.
anyone see his
It's football.
clip today?
It happens. He tried to go for the ball. He misjudged it. He ended up shanking the player, got a penalty. Goalkeeper saved us. And that's called a team sport. This ain't tennis. This is
I
not
like
an
this.
individual game.
That penalty was even contentious.
Bisaka done. Bisaka
The
gave a
penalty
penalty.
was
Wait,
contentious.
hold on.
It happens.
Hold on, right? Hold on. Can I say this right? How come when it comes to Dalot, we can say, okay, it happens, he gave her a penalty, we saved it, blah blah blah. But when Wan-Bissaka gave away a penalty that wasn't a
Nah, man.
I knew you were gonna
Come
get
on.
kicked
Past
out.
midnight. It's past fucking midnight. You want to
Come on,
cross the
man.
gender with
they don't
Stop
want the
pushing an
uncomfortable
agenda, man.
truths. They don't want it.
Bisaka wasn't playing regularly. One, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing as regularly as Dalot. And the
Back to
problem.
the
Listen,
season.
for the
That's 'cause
course
he
of
was
the
injured,
games
but
that you
anyway.
play, okay, if you play 30 games, the probability of you making mistakes would be a lot higher than someone who plays 20 games. So there
Absolutely.
you go. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, but Wan-Bissaka at that point was actually injured. He came back. He was thrown into the deep end as left back against Salah, which he actually played well. He made a bad tackle, which
Dalot played the
technically
whole
wasn't
season
even a
and
penalty.
didn't complain, man.
Ariele,
Dalot played the whole season
just
with niggles.
died for it. But what I'm saying is the same energy has to be kept from the fan base because I remember he was absolutely cooked.
Bisaka's gone now.
Dalot
Forget about
did
what's
mess
gone.
up today. He gave
I
away a
just wanted to
penalty.
give
But like
give
I
the team
said,
grace.
right, Dalot can be one of the best in the league, but we just have to admit he needs to work on his crossing and his
Yep.
Kudus, put your
defending.
mic up a
It's
little bit
not
as well, by
bad
the way.
work.
Put your mic up just a little bit. But go on.
What do you mean? The volume?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
no,
hear you,
like I
but it's
said,
a bit low.
Dalot can be one of the best. Dalot can be one of the best in the league. He just needs to work on his crossing and his defending. It's not a bad thing. It's just something for him to improve on, and then we can put him into that conversation. But as of right now, he's not there. We just gotta
If
accept it.
Dalot has good crossing. He has good crossing.
Yeah,
He just-
but you know, left back is not his best position.
Me?
You know, left back is not even his best position. So you should also.
You guys spent 45 minutes of this
Dalot
2-hour
play both
stream,
because he
more than 45 minutes talking about Kobe Mino's best position, yet Dalot's playing out of position.
Yeah, he's playing out of position.
Make it make sense.
No.
Bro,
I disagree because when Dalot went out, when he went
a
out to
left
loan
back,
to
right
Milan,
back.
he was playing left back quite a lot, so he's actually very familiar with that
compare
position. And he's played
compare
left back
him
for
when he was when
Does
he's
not mean that is his position.
If Wan-Bissaka plays left
Marcus
back, right
Rashford
back,
played striker for bare games for
I'm
Manchester
saying
United. That
it's
does not
still-
mean that is his favorite
Yeah,
position.
but you're not getting the point here. He is familiar with that position. It's not like that was his first time ever playing left back. In fact, he's so familiar with the left back position, he's actually scored from left back compared to
And
when
that
he
tells
plays
you
right back.
how much of a
So
good
it's
player
not
he
don't-
is.
that he's
that-
not familiar with.
Should that justify that is the position that he's playing? That's not his strong best position. If you ask him, he wants to
he's
go.
a left back, right back. Please, let's not make excuses.
Dalot, it's not about what I say goes anyways, by the way, but I'm never ever going to disrespect ever, because I understand, innit, that you make mistakes, bro. You have bad games. Like Dalot's gonna
Yeah.
play the whole season. Let's be
Yeah.
deadly. He's gonna
I
play the
need-
full season.
I need the same.
Yeah, I
grace
can
for
guarantee
Mazarawi.
he's gonna probably play more games than Mazarawi. The football world is weird. I promise you, mark my words, yeah, Dalot's gonna play more games than Mazarawi this season. That's one. I don't know
Yeah.
how or why, but it's just
Mazarawi-
how. I've watched
Mazarawi-
enough football to know.
If Mazarawi stays fit
That's
and
if Mazarawi doesn't get injured.
Luke Shaw comes-
Mazarawi
that's the-
is supposed to be a
Mazarawi
backup
stays
to
fit.
anyway.
Bro, you guys know, right? Kudus knows, Gadsby knows, Omo knows. In the group chat last season, did I or did I not tell you the inside information that Dalot was playing with niggles? And then what did I tell you? I can say it now because that season's gone. Dallo, I said, can you guys remember? I used to say, can you guys watch warm up in the TV? Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody wrap something around their leg.
Yes, and I said, watch how he takes shooting practices when he's doing warm up because he's got a foot injury, and yet he played the whole season. People don't know.
Same to Marcus Rashford for 2 years.
Please, man,
Dallo
please,
had 46 professional games as a left back.
Marcus Rashford played with a bad back for
so
2
good.
years.
That was so good. Fantastic footballer, man. And without discrediting Mazraoui, because he's also a fantastic footballer. And what I don't want to do, and I'm gonna tell you, is I don't want to put Mazraoui versus Dallo. This is one thing I don't want to do, because we as a fan base wanted two very good fullbacks. On any given day, if Mazraoui plays, I'm very happy. On any given day, if Dallo plays, I'm very happy. If Dallo gets benched for Maz, I'm happy. If Maz gets benched for Dal, I'm very happy. I'm not bothered because they're both competent. They both can do a job. A very good one as well.
That should be the attitude for every fan right there.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy.
I like the political statement, Trump.
See,
what do you mean political? Hold on.
I like the,
He'd make a good politician, wouldn't he?
I like what you said there, but you forget that there's gonna be a
just like I would have liked if you know Mal, because I had a lot of expectations from Mal. If Mal was fit and he was playing left back week in week out, I would have been happy with Mal being. You know, it is good to have really good quality players on the bench. Who was on Man City's bench today, guys? Can someone tell me Man City's bench today?
Rodri and Vardy.
Thank you, sir. And who else?
No. Let's not do that.
Bernardo Silva.
Guys, tell me Manchester City's bench today.
Also Diaz, Bernardo Silva.
There's Gabriel, Rodri, Diaz, Silva, Nunes, Ortega, Foden,
Jeez, man. Jeez, Louise, man.
Strength.
Foden, Phil fucking Foden, a Ballon d'Or quality type of player, a world-class player is on the bench.
Because Super Jack
Rodri, that makes the team tick.
And the head did not break rules. So if it was a Man United, they would be asking, why did you start Eriksen? Why did you start Eriksen? Why didn't you play this person? Why did you play that person? There, right there at Man City. Rodri on the bench, Vardy on the bench.
But the thing is,
if that's the case,
hold on,
as well. We have
Let me just address Fix's point.
Casemiro,
Fix said,
Champions League winner. We have Maguire on the bench.
Right.
On the winner. We have Garnacho on the bench, the best star boy in the league. Like we've got players on the bench too.
Listen, Garnacho star boy. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, I rate Garnacho, but I think he should be coming on in the second half.
But listen, we've been live for 2.5 hours.
All right.
It's been very good. I am tired. I watched a lot of football today.
Yeah.
And
likewise.
I'm telling you that.
What was the best game you watched today, Faz?
The best game, actually, Manchester United. Yeah, the best game I watched was Manchester United. Yeah. And I watched a lot of football. I even
you didn't watch the Everton game, the Everton and Aston
No, I didn't watch the Everton game. I didn't.
Oh my god, that was entertaining.
I need to catch up. Thank you for everybody joining. I even went to Blackpool to watch Blackpool play football today. Blackpool versus Exeter. I watched Chelsea game. I watched. I
think from now on they should ban fires from barbershop and restaurants.
I watch a left back that should be starting today.
I don't trust you, Clyde Relay, and the barbershop one. You know why?
No, it's been a good day. We'll be there tomorrow. North London derby.
Very wonderful night rest. I'm leaving.
Oh, Marcel, I watched the pastor Deserby. I watched good football. I have fun today.
Yeah, fun today. Big up Fix as well. Big up to Gatsby. Big up to Elite. Kudus, thank you very much. Sharif as well. Thank you very much.
El tomorrow as well.
Yeah, big up to Bailey as well, who joined. If I've forgotten your name, I'm sorry. Big up to the members who joined as well, and the chat. Big up to you guys
Big up
who
everyone
joined
that's
as
been
well.
here for 2.5 hours, man.
Yeah,
You
two
lot,
and a
you
half
lot are
hours
cool.
locked in, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Serious. We're gonna swiftly redirect to someone's channel who's live. Let's just see first who is live,
Tomorrow
and
will be
then
a good game.
we will
Good game tomorrow.
redirect there. And
For
once
redirect, don't
we
forget to like, subscribe, share, follow everyone.
yes,
For
All of
United
that.
fans. So let's all
make sure. You know what? I would have got. Is Lee gonna live? I would have got him on for the North London derby, but Lee is still live. So what we'll do is we'll redirect to Lee's channel. So when you go there, make sure to say it's Faz Raid and enjoy Lee's what do you call it, stream North London derby tomorrow. I can't wait till Arsenal get cooked, man. Oh my god, I can't wait. But yeah, thank you all very much. I really appreciate you. And we'll do another one in a couple of days where everybody will get to join up and have their say again. Because Barnsley game is just around the corner Tuesday. So we'll probably do one Tuesday night, actually. Take care, everyone. Thank you all. Peace, love, and guidance.
All right. Thank you, guys.
People.
And the boys, everyone.
I'm out. Yeah. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up.